Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Monday edition of the closing argument. Today is August the 18th, 2025. Can you believe it's the 18th of the month already? August is slipping by. But if you need the headlines around the country, unpolluted, directly from the best writers in the country, around the country, this is where you need to be. You can take it to the bank if you hear it from us here. We have the best producers in the news business. We have the best researchers in the news business. We have the best managers in the news business. We have the best reporters on the ground. Let me say welcome to our folks that are joining us from Care Radio and our families and friends, Truth FM, Hot FM. Welcome to the show. We are in for a treat. Great headlines. I don't think we will be able to get to it all, but we're going to do our best. First, let me go to the weather. I have my friend and brother, Ahmed. Ahmed, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Always good to be up. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Looking forward to a show.
Great. You are a son of Lofa and a nephew of the president, so I guess I got to do the weather. At least let me see what's happening in Foya. It's 71 degrees in Foya today, so it's kind of, this is a very good weather. 71 is chilling, real cool, and that's nice. And in my port city, I'm looking over the ocean here in Florida, here, South Florida. It's 92 degrees here. It was as low as 78 this morning, and we thought it was real cold. Then it went up to 92 degrees. Monrovia, as far as I'm concerned, is 77 degrees, and light rain is raining lightly in Monrovia. And in my hometown of Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, 78 degrees and cloudy. And obviously, if you go down south from here, you'll be in Miami. And the weather in Miami today is 90 degrees, hot, and very, very sunny. If you go to Atlanta, Georgia, where most of our folks are, it's 91 degrees and partly cloudy. The ATL is very, very hot today. And I have to go to Philadelphia, where most of our friends are. 70 degrees, real cool, but it's still cloudy in Philadelphia. And let me go to Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 75 degrees and cloudy. And if you're going to the high table, or you were there this weekend, the DMV area is 72 degrees today and cloudy in the DMV. That's the weather for you. And let's go through some of the headlines. There's so many of them. Hopefully we can go through all of them today. Let me start with the Liberian Investigator. On the front page of the Liberian Investigator, it says, Boyka establishes Liberia's National Tourism Authority. President Boyka has established another agency. What does that do to our budget? The wage bill. We are recasting budget after budget. We are poor, but we are establishing more agency. Government is employing and employing and employing, and there's nothing happening in the private sector. Former Associate Justice Kabena Janet gave Eugene Nagbe 48-hour ultimatum over gun allegations against the EPS chief. Former Associate Justice Kabena Janet gave Eugene Nagbe 48 hours ultimatum. You're going to be dragged to court, I guess. Also from the Liberian Investigator, power struggle threatens to derail Liberia Say No to Drugs campaign. You didn't say, I didn't tell you so. The power struggle threatens to derail The Liberia says no to drugs. You know, during the week, a group sent me a release. They call themselves the Liberian Stingy Men Association. Men who are stingy, they don't like to spend on their girlfriends and their wives. They call themselves the Stingy Men Association of Liberia, but I won't even give those guys any credence because I have many girls. And I got sisters. We all have mothers. So if you put yourselves into an organization and take pride in being stingy, living off women, I wouldn't give you the light of the day. So if you belong to the Stingy Men Association of Liberia, you wouldn't see me to either one of your events. I would be stingy towards you. That's funny. But this is the real organization here that we need to talk about. Married Men's Association of Liberia holds inaugural gathering, vows to strengthen our family values. This is what we want to hear. Young men coming together and forming a fraternity and vowed to strengthen our family values. These are the news we want to hear. These are the organizations we want to support. We have to delve into how they came into being, what their missions are. A Liberian investigator is reporting that Musa Belete won't seek re-election. He eyes 2029 presidency with the CFC. The Liberian investigator reports former President Salih demands new leadership, urges shift beyond symbolic women's representation. The women are coming after you guys. You denigrate them. You lie to them. You blame it on your culture. And when you get elected, then you come up with the flimsy symbolic gesture. Former president is demanding new leadership, urges shift in our symbolic women's representation. On the front page of the Liberian Investigator, St. Nagbe United Methodist Church sues United Methodist Annual Conference over church closure. This is a holy battle. It's a holy fight. St. Nagbe United Methodist Church sues the United Methodist Annual Conference over church closure. Hopefully we can get to all of these headlines. The Press Union of Liberia decries abuse of judicial power against journalists in Riverside County. Front page Africa. Key Myean order joins CMC for change ahead of 2029 elections. In Saniquile, a remarkable political realignment is gaining momentum in Nema County as influential local leaders, community figures, and thousands of residents have officially joined the CMC, signaling a growing confidence in the party's developmental agenda. The National Port Authority's boss, Dukley, denied fraud allegations, say case not criminal. Sekou M. Dukley, managing director of the National Port Authority, has denied allegations by his Chinese business partner, Yang Den, that he defrauded him millions of US dollars and blocked access to their jointly established businesses. Yang recently filed a complaint with the Liberian National Police accusing Dukley of fraud and misappropriation. The Liberia National Police has since launched a criminal investigation into the matter. According to the complaint filed by lawyers representing Yang and major shareholders in the AM Duke Investment Group of companies, Dukley allegedly received more than $3.6 million on false pretenses for joint venture, including the construction of a mineral water bottling plant and the establishment of a mining company. Mr. Dukley said, whatever happened is not criminal. That's his defense. I may have taken his money, but it's not criminal. On the front page of Front Page Africa, it says, protest coalition sets December 17 for nationwide resistance after 14 days ultimatum and the U.S. rights report. Monrovia, Morba K. Molu, chairman of the Enough is Enough protest coalition, has announced that the group will launch a second phase of a nationwide protest on December 17, 2025, demanding accountability and urgent reform from President Joseph Boakar's administration. That is Morba K. Molu. Finally, we have here Representative Musa Bility accuses House leadership of diverting lawmakers' funds to majority bloc that elected Speaker Combs. This is a big argument here, big allegations. Representative Musa Bility, District 7 Nima County has unleashed a blistering attack on the leadership of the House of Representatives, accusing it of diverting funds approved in the national budget for all lawmakers and members of the majority bloc that voted Representative Combs as Speaker. Billy, the founder of the CMC, appearing live on Spoon Network last week, alleged that $50,000 earmarked in the budget for each lawmaker to undertake developmental project in that district was instead redistributed to members who supported Speaker Combs' election. After Kofa left, those who are currently running the legislature, living on the blood of the Liberian people, have destroyed the place for the last 15 years. They conspired to stop me from becoming deputy speaker or speaker. Among their plots, the US $50,000 budget allocation was used as a payback for the election and loss to Richie Combs. Honorability charged. He argued that such a system cannot be reformed from within, adding that it must be turned on its head for the Liberian people to benefit. The House leadership under Speaker Richard Nagbe Combs has not yet responded to Bility's allegation. Bility, who defeated incumbent Roger Wadoma in 2023 election, had promised to rally his colleagues to push reforms that will ensure greater benefits for all Liberians. This is Honorable Musa Bility. Honorable Musa Bility said he's not going to rerun for his district seat in Nima County because he cannot change the country from within. He thinks change in Liberia can only come about from the top. From the top. You can only change Liberia if you are president. Nothing else will do. You can't change the country from the House or from the Senate, according to Musa Bility. So these are your headlines, and I'm going to reach out to my colleague here, the ink man, the man with the ink. On the top of that list, Mr. Inkman Joseph Boakar has established a new agency, the National Tourism Authority. And more people are saying, why aren't we concentrating on creating jobs in the private sector? But we keep creating more agency and hiring our friends and partisans. Hamed, your take on this particular headline. This is the breaking news in Liberia.
Well, tourism is part of the arrest agenda, and I think many of us had thought that the approach would have been
You are freezing. You are breaking in and out. Maybe you need to go out and come back in.
Jerome.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Jerome?
Yes. It looks like your internet is having problem. If you go dial out and then come back in, if you can hear me. Okay, it looks like Ahmed is frozen. But let me read what the article says here. This, according to Ahmed, this is part of the arrest agenda. It says President Joseph Yuma Boyka Sr. has signed the 2025 Liberia National Tourism Act into law, a landmark measure aimed at transforming Liberia tourism sector into a key engine of economic growth, foreign exchange earning, and employment opportunities. The act establishes the Liberia National Tourism Authority as the government's lead agency for promoting, regulating, and encouraging tourism across the country. It amends Title 30 of the Public Authority Law of the Liberian Codes of Law Revised, providing a comprehensive framework to guide the authority's operation. This is what they are saying. Ahmed, you said it was part of the arrest agenda, and now they have laid it out. I don't know if you have seen the act.
No, I've not seen the act. But what I'm saying is that I don't know whether the promotion of tourism is just will be restricted because you created another agency. Tourism is your ability to attract people to your country on different things, numerous things that people will come in. And so those things don't operate in vacuum. It's not just because you create one agency. You must create the infrastructure, the environment for which that would attract people. For example, one tourist site that a historical tourist site in our country is the Providence Island. But you go to that place today, it's very, very dilapidated. I mean, people just don't want to come and walk on a place. Yes, it's historically significant. It was where it is believed that the free men and women coming to the country landed on the Sherbro, on the Providence Island there. So it carries some significance. Of course, if you can market it well, people want to come and see. But at least have some edifice, have some structure there that will provide the basis for which people will come and see. And that's not there. Of course, the OAU Center in Nima, the formation of the OAU Center in Nima provides another attraction. But again, these places must have the beautification, the attraction that people want to come to see. Liberia as a whole is a great tourist spot. I mean, tourism spot. You have the beaches. We have one of the best, if not in the world, then in West Africa. The country by itself, by its definition, by its history, it brings a lot. The first black free nation that signified to the world that the black race could govern itself. So yes, but we must build the infrastructure to represent those things. You go to other countries where you see people get attracted to go is because they go to see stuff. So it goes. The point I'm trying to make is that it goes beyond just creating another government bureaucracy. It must be an environment where even private sector people can go into and explore and sell out there. So we hope to see what this new bureau will be. It just should not be another expansion of government bureaucracy that again add to the already small envelope of 800 million. We hope it can generate the resources required. Of course, tourism around the world. You go to places like Gambia. Gambia don't have a lot, but it thrive on its tourism capacity, and many other countries within the West African band around the world. So let's see how what the innovation, the new ideas this bureau will bring. Let's see what happens in the next few years.
Great. Let me welcome the Honorable, the moral compass, our leader here, spiritual advisor and CEO, Dr. Peabody. How you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
So good to see everybody, man. Happy Monday. Welcome, everybody. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
One second. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me? Okay. I said, so good to see everybody. Happy Monday, everybody. Good to see you guys. I saw Seleke yesterday. I visited his church. I was at his church to worship yesterday. And we had a good fellowship at his church. And after church, we had a great fellowship. It was good. So it's good to be here, Mr. Gayman. Good to see you. Thank you for all you do, man. Keeping up the closing acumen and keep it going, man. You've been hard working, and your commitment speaks volume. So we want to thank you for keeping it up. I know it's not easy coming on a Monday and Friday, especially a Friday. You have really done well committing to that Friday because last week I had 2 weddings, Friday and Saturday. I was gone.
It's all right.
Some have funerals. So I was telling him, I said, man, we need to really help Mr. Gayman today Friday, and he wanted to talk over there and stuff like that. So, but
Listen,
we thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a teamwork. We're always, that's what I'm saying. You guys been carrying this thing for years. It's about time you took some time off, spend time with your family, and relax. It's normal. So some of us just coming to this. We are committed to giving you some relief. Enjoy yourself. Sooner or later, we're gonna get back into this thing. Going to be broad knuckle. The 2028 when the fight begins, it's going to be bloodbath. From what I'm seeing,
it's not going to be easy. Yeah.
I'm seeing CMC on the rise. Then I see an upcoming PAP that is not going after Unity Party. They're not going after CDC. They're coming after CMC. I don't know what's wrong with Sir Joseph. He is now pointing his big gun at CNC. So I'm saying to myself, well, the thing is that we want to get this government off our back. But if you are not joining the opposition and you are targeting the opposition, then you might well just partner with the regime. Ahmed, I'm hearing this, I'm seeing this every day. I'm getting messages in here that the PAP, basically they are coming. He says whatever Musa Bility does, he will do better. He will build roads. He got projects coming. He got a company coming that will be able to hire folks, and people will make minimum $300 a month. So he's going to do that, create jobs, and then build roads and do everything else. So he said he's going to take a step higher than Musa Bility. Musa Bility is building bridges, we're building roads, but he is saying not only that, but he is bringing private corporations to Liberia to hire for in addition. So he adding a one dimension above what Musa Bility is doing. So by 2028, it's going to be a complete bloodbath. Ahmed, PAP is coming after you.
Well, I would think CMC should not be PSP target. I would think that would be misdirect missiles. But since it's not an official party yet, we wait to see. But I mean, once you formed, I would think the objective should be to capture state power, provide an alternative to what is happening in the country, and so therefore, I would think that the logical approach would be to target those who are running state power and want to take and provide the alternative. CMC, like perhaps even not just CMC, but members of the opposition, are all of the voices that say, hey, there's the alternative we have for the country. So I think PAP, whatever party that come up, should highlight to the Liberian people what they think they can do differently to ease the burden, to provide jobs, and create a better environment for our people. It'll be a waste of energy to come and focus on another opposition party, because I would think that's not where you want to be. You don't want to take the opposition seat. You want to take the ruling party seat. But all in all, we wait to see what the party will be. Let's wait for their own registration, their own announcement, and we'll take it from there.
Great. Let's hold on to that until later on. But Dr. Peabody, we have here talking about tourism. The president just established the Liberia National Tourism Authority and signed it into law. Like President Seleke was just talking about, she's tired with this symbolic gesture. People just making proclamation and symbolic thing like, women should get power here. But then when it comes to women getting power, you do this. So is this tourism authority, is it just another, we have this president, there's a light of fire on him for this frivolous trip they just took, and it's all in the news, the people are upset. So now, boom, we have this announcement. But I'm looking at the data here from Florida, which is a tourist destination. It said in 2024, Florida welcomed a record-breaking 42.9 million visitors to Florida alone. And it said, but the most important thing is 130.7 million of those people came from the United States. That means people going to Florida from within. Only 9 million came from outside the country. So what is it that we need to do, not only to attract people from different countries, but what do we do with people leaving Bassa, going to Cape Mount, to Rivaspo, people from Rivaspo going to Buchanan, we're going to Kepama, we're going to other. What are we doing to bring people from within our own country to patronize ourselves before we add in people from outside the country? So what do you think about this?
Well, I listened to Hamed earlier, and I think he made some very crucial point. Not just establishing another agency where you just waste money and nothing become of it. Let's look at the structure that we have. Like Ahmed talked about the Providence Island and other places we have in that place. If you go to Monrovia and go to the Providence Island, it's one of the most dirty places in Monrovia. And you want tourists to come to that kind of place. It's very historical. It has a lot of major points. But the thing is, it's not just establishing it, but you want to establish an organization that really bring the tourism. Because one thing that Mr. Cummings talked about a long time ago was tourism. You can make money from tourism. Look at Ghana. They came up the year return. Honestly, that year return was not for Ghana. It was for Liberia. The people actually returned to Liberia. So Ghana just seized that moment and made billions of dollars because they had the facilities where people could come and see it and look at the history. They had the facility. So establishing those big things, putting it into law. Yeah, we got the National Bureau of Tourism, this and that. It shouldn't be something that you just talk about, but some of the work. What are the facilities? Pearl Island. The whole Pearl Island, that Bushwa Island area, that need a whole reshift. You need to change that whole area and make it attractive so that when people come there, and when people come and see it, they say, oh yeah, Liberia is back. This is history. African American will travel anywhere to get the history. And who has a better history than the African American and the Liberians? We have a very strong history. You have all these African American that became president of Liberia, and the relationship and all of that. So I think if this National Bureau of Tourism is established, I hope it will not be something just for waste of money or for big mouth talk, but let it go to or let there be action to create the opportunity for tourists to come to Liberia and put the right people there who can lead this area to bring investment, to bring tourists into Liberia.
Well, Dr. Peabody, one of the things that folks are saying here in the Florida article is, and you talked about it, is the infrastructure, especially the road network. If we could just do that, like President Weah was saying, we need to connect all 15 capitals to each other. Okay. Once that happens, there are people in Saniquel that may want to come to the Providence Island to see, because believe it or not, I would say 99.999% of Liberia don't even know what and where Providence Island is. So if we were to make it happen and bringing people from Nimba, from Bassa, from everywhere, and it just gave you $1 a day, you will make more money to sustain the place than to go after foreigners who is way down the line. But if we just make it that we attract internal travel, people within Liberia, if we would target them to come, like I was in Liberia in January, and I saw the amount of folks that were going to the Invisible Park and the Unification Park, right? That park. I've seen, I mean, like ants, thousands of folks. Now that tourist attraction, if they could transform that thing into money making. So we could do the same thing with the Providence Island, where it's a continuous, vibrant society where events are going on, things that people will come. Our internal people will come, people from within in the country itself. We cannot say we want to target foreigners from the United States, from Great Britain, when we have a capture audience. How do we get our own people there, Dr. Peabody?
Right. I think you're right about it, because that Memorial Park, that Unification Park, I was there in March, and I met with my former classmates from River College, and we all met there, and we sat there. It was beautiful. We ate. They need to do that. They need to make it more attractive for the people, the locals, to come to, because people don't see anywhere to go. If you think about people in places like Buchanan, places like Idana, places like that. I mean, if you build a very attractive area and the road connected, we don't have no road. We don't. There's no road in our country. A blue island coming to walk around the top, make it better like that. Because you go there, you see people are squatting, people are messing the place up. They don't need to be squatting there. Folks, street lights, put things that when somebody come to Liberia and say, I want to go to the Providence Island, I heard about this place. That even just driving there, they will be encouraged and say, yeah, this place will really encouraging. But road is a major issue, like the Unification Park and the one at the FE and the one, those are beautiful parks, very, very beautiful. I mean, I'll commend President Weah for even taking up that initiative, but those are beautiful. And people, even there was an article in the Sierra newspaper that talked about how beautiful the park is, how attractive it was. So can you imagine you have places like Providence Island in that kind of shit? You had a nice road that come all across the bridge. When people come down the bridge, you see the attraction at night. When you come down Crying Hill and looking straight across there, you can see that beautiful attraction. At somewhere you say, oh man, you see, oh, that place looks so beautiful and things like that. I think they can do it. But not just another vlog, oh, we established National Bureau of Tourism, then people run all over the place, where you might have a clear vision of what you want to do. But it's important that it must attract even the local. They might have somewhere to go and take their children on certain holidays and on the weekends, where they can take their children to go and stuff like that.
Yeah, Honorable Pewee, welcome to the show.
Thank you so kindly, and I'm good to be here. I want to thank the Almighty God to be here this wonderful evening, and let me say thank you to you.
Well, I wanted to warn the Liberian people. This group that sent me the press release, they call the Liberian Stinches Men Association. I told them I will not invite them on this show. Dr. Peabody, are you a member of that club, Liberian Stinches Men Association?
I don't know what is that or what it means. I don't know. So I don't know
that association or that gathering. I was expelled from that gathering.
Amen. Are you a member of the Liberian Stinches Men Association?
No.
Let me tell you the reason why I was expelled.
Yes.
I was expelled because they said
you spent too much.
I spent too much. They say we thought people from Lofa County are mean, but so you are hereby expelled with immediate effect.
You broke all the records over there. So
broke the norms and everything.
We are talking about the new law that was passed by the president establishing the Liberia National Tourism Association. And some people are saying that, yes, it is part of the president's arrest agenda. And folks are saying that, some folks are saying this is another distraction. The president is in hot water with this trip. And while people are fuming over it, you put up this announcement that you're now establishing the Liberia National Tourism Authority without the corresponding infrastructure. You just threw it out there, and the thing is a symbolic headline to detract from the hell they're going through with this 50-man delegation, 40-man delegation to Tokyo. So folks are saying you cannot. Well, first of all, the establishment is to hire partisans to make room while there are no job opportunity in the private sector, but we just keep establishing new agencies to hire more people. This also has an impact on the budget, and we're talking about recast. So folks are saying this is not authentic. They think that it is another distraction. When you think about the timing and whether we have the budgetary support, the infrastructure to actually have this kind of agency off the ground.
Thank you again, man. Let me say this quickly. I think we can already criticize or already bash the government or lambast the government sometimes for unnecessary reasons. There's absolutely no reason why we should hit on the government for taking around the number we have currently in Japan. Tokyo is a very important gathering for us. The Japanese government contributed a lot to the government. We remember one of the major and signature projects we have now in the country, the Japan freeway from under the Somalia draft. So, is the will the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the current minister engage on travel matters that allow people to unnecessarily bash at the government? Now, so these meetings, in some cases, I will get to this before I get to the tourism thing. It's important. I thought to talk about this. This meetings, sometimes the minister will send an advance team headed by the Bureau of International Cooperation and Economic Integration. That team will be to go do what we call the technical, behind the scenes technical work, technical ministerial work from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It can be 3, 4, 5 person delegation, probably headed by the Deputy Minister for International Cooperation and Economic Integrations, along with some on-deck officers from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then it will be followed by the Minister of Home Delegation. Probably the Minister of Delegation will push around maybe 5, 6 persons, if you will. The president, normally you expect the president to travel with around 15, 16 persons. Listen, there are a lot of other sections. There are a lot of other major fringes, on the fringes work around. A lot of that will be done, a lot of ministerial meetings will be held that the president team would have to engage with these functions. So to come out as a country and we want to say, oh, the government carried around 2024 is not a very huge number for this kind of a trip to the JICA. JICA is a very important issue for us. I don't know if the JICA now they're 10 or so, but it's very important. Japan has been a very wonderful partner to our country, a very strategic one, if you will. Contributed a lot in the state during last mode. We classic example is the Japan freeway they just constructed. Millions of dollars, almost $70+ million went into that project. So we cannot sit here and see our president traveling to Japan. We want to sit and criticize. It's not everything about criticizing the government. No, that is a very productive trip. And I think the number of delegation on the president trip, the entourage, is within the expected range we expect diplomatically, if you will. So I think the president did not do anything wrong in terms of carrying the number of because we don't expect our president to. And this is important. We have to time to time push back on some of these things. We don't expect our president to go and sit in all of the meetings and do all of the work. And no, there are other silent meetings that technicians will have to handle, and that's one of the reasons why you expect the delegation to go before the real meeting. They are behind the scene. The preparatory meetings where the advanced will have to go. So combined would be around 19 to 20 persons on the presidential trip, which is of course realistically within the line. I don't think the number is that high, if you will. You expect a lot of things. So
let me push back on that. According to Martin Colley, the title of his is Travel Fiesta. The Waka faces fire over public waste. And he says here the original list was 89, and they cut it down to 53. And on that list, he listed Darrell Dillon, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, 3 different ministers, deputy ministers, all these folks. Why? I mean, why they are going to a tech expo? Why would Darrell Dillon be on there?
Let me say this to you quickly. Sometimes Martin Colley, and
he published the list though. Nobody have denied that they're not on that list.
Yeah, the reason why they probably don't want to deny, they don't want to get credence to that, and sometimes it's necessary also, right? Martin will try to bring some sensationalism to most of those things to capture the attention of most of the Liberian gullible public, so that he will get some, as I said, traction from that. Now, listen, 89, that is unreasonable. That is unattainable. That's not a fact, if you will, right? So he's coming up to just push those things to get the attention of these things. And Martin won't understand all the details behind international delegations of those kind of a magnitude going towards Japan, going to Japan. Japan is a strategic partner, as I said to you. Japan, they got their resident GCAP based in the country, right? The Japanese International Development Corporation is based in our country. It's been there for many years. They contributed. Japan funded most of the division of the Department of International Cooperation, Economic Integration. Japan sponsored most of those lines. There are other project lines that the Japanese sponsored. Let me remind Martin Colley that the multi-sector market that President Weah built $4.2 million. It was a Japanese grant that did that. The market we also have. So most of those, the multi-sector market we have today that was built during the Weah administration, leave the road. They almost $80 million to spend on the road. So listen, if we are engaging our major bilateral partner like Japan, we have to engage strategically. Now, what the government did there was that 89, no, that is far from the reality. I wouldn't remember that was meant to attract your attention. It is unfortunate.
No, but the government says their final number was 40. That's what they say.
That's what I'm saying to you. Carrying a delegation of 40 and all things to Japan, that you have to see what you're going to reap from those kind of a delegation. Is Japan a major partner, a serious partner? Of course, Japan. We talk about the Japanese REST grant, the Japanese market grant for most of the market projects, those projects, the rules. Now, Japan, we engage in Japan on this trip. I'm projecting that today. We're going to engage Japan on the project for the Gabriel Talker Bridge, all the way going towards the Simple Bridge. There's a new thing to expand the road. Now, the president said in his State of the Nation address the last time that they are in conversation with Japan for the expansion of that road. This is very serious. It's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars again pumping to that. You expect the government to go with appropriate and necessary technicians to discuss these things. Of course, you have the government deploying these technicians to have this kind of a discussion. But I think the way they go about this, sometimes the government is not trying to directly communicate with the people to allow the Liberian people to understand these things will make other people to unnecessarily deflect the conversation on the other side and try to go against the government. Let me say the reason why the Senator Delon is on this trip. Now, Senator Delon is the chair of foreign relations. It's prudent also that he will sometimes be part of these things. Now, today, people would think that, why is Sylvester saying that? I'm saying this because the right this time around. Senator Delon is the chair of foreign relations. He will have to move because most of those grants will come through the Liberian Senate. It will go through his committee to be presented to the Honorable Liberian Senate. Should the senator be on the delegation? Of course, the senator will have to go and understand how our foreign policy, the complexion of our foreign policy mechanism, what's the deep policy issue that we have to gear towards. Remember, Article 57 of our Constitution is abundantly clear. The President of the Republic of Liberia will conduct the foreign policy of the country in accordance with the both houses, if you will. They didn't say the President would do it exclusively. It's not the President, it's not his exclusive right to do it. So Article 57, Gayman did say that. So for the senator to be part of that delegation, it's no problem. I mean, this is a country, it's not a social club. We can afford these things and we're trying to engage with our partner to see where they will come to help us. Lastly, and I mean, I've talked to this issue about this tourism entity we just talked about. Now, is it prudent? Is it necessary? Look, it's always important for government now. In the time we are moving in conformity with changing times. Now, if it is necessary that we establish a particular organization or institution that will move the country forward, it's important. There's a government. We can always shake the government out, do some maneuvering here, and get some things places that will move the country effectively to raise the country, raise more revenue for the country. We've all been talking about the tourism sector have been very dormant or been non-active, if you will. Right. So now the president's vision to make this institution to be autonomous. So the autonomy of this now body coming up will be more proactive, productive. It's important that we commend the president for coming to say this sector that we've been making no use of. You just spoke of the beautiful beaches we have in the country. A lot of our thing was Ahmed I was talking about our beautiful beaches we have across the country. Wonderful forest line, the Blue Lake, and other things. We have the Batawi waterfall and all this area. We've not as a country been able to adequately project the country in that direction. Now that the president is thinking in that direction, we all should commend him and move this country forward. Now, listen, there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to commend this president today for this action, and I will hope that the government will move speedily in putting into place the necessary mechanism so that we allow us put our tourism sector into full swing that will bring some positive benefit towards the country, Jerome. And I will hope you will be one of the messenger here. The loud messengers that will move and project this. But so today, it seems to be a very good time. I've seen what happened in Japan, the delegation in Japan. I know what Japan have done for us. We went to Japan. We saw what the Japanese government, they are very good partners to us. They've been doing a lot of great job. We're going to them. We have to carry the necessary delegation that will reflect the relationship that has subsisted between our two countries for many, many decades.
Great.
I just want to push back on what the former assistant foreign minister said. Because I'm trying to reconcile that justification with the idea of austerity measure. You understand now? We want to underscore the war he used necessary delegation. Then we look at the delegation of 40 men in terms of the qualification of being necessary. For example, you do have the finance minister on the trip. Why would you want, when you look at your country in a state of struggling with these kind of situations, I would think even Japan will agree. What Madam Selene used to do sometimes, she will request air travel fares. Sometimes there was Nigeria, so I was saying, plane for that way you won't care your entire cabinet, it will make sense. But if you are under what you call a austere measure watch, and you want to justify a 40-man delegation that you duplicate the function of every other person, for example, and there's nothing personal to anybody. But when you take the foreign minister, you take the deputy minister for foreign affairs, you take the assistant minister for foreign affairs, you take the assistant minister for protocol, then you also take the two leaders of the House on the Foreign Affairs Committee. From one sector alone, you got more than 5-6 persons there. You take the Investment Commission president, you take Commerce, then you also take Finance Ministry, and then the advisor. In our view, you will be duplicating a function considering that you want to be a steward. And more than that, the trip is only been for 2 days. A lot of any other thing that will be discussed will be with what the president would say, the conversation the president will have, and then will be done on follow-up meetings, which could be done. So I would think that, and it's difficult for in some of our kids to highlight this thing, because one would say, "Well, why didn't you say this thing when we are there the same?" Look, it wasn't the best approach, and like I always say, it appears as if to say our governance philosophy just the same. We only oftentimes change the cast, but we seem to be using the same script all the same. You know, we do the same thing over and again.
Jerome, before you go to
Pewee, 1 minute. We'll put Pewee. I'm coming to you. Let me work on the chief himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I want us to reconcile that idea of carrying 40 men to Japan on a minimum cost of 200,000 to the idea we push of austerity measure. You cannot put the two together. Japan, any other country in the world will understand if Liberia were to go with a delegation of a quote-unquote technocrat, perhaps you carry 5 political persons, the minister of this, the minister, 5 of them, and then you carry the technical people 5 that will look at this technical stuff. 10 persons make a sense that can be able to hold any conversation for at least 2 days, and then follow-up meetings will continue. But if you carry, they're going to be following the president everywhere. They're going to be in the room with the president everywhere. They're going to be servicing the president. That's how these things happen. It's not a long trip that say, okay, they're going to be there for 1 week, and so people will branch off and all that kind of stuff. So I just don't think that it supports the idea that Liberia should now be on an austerity approach. I don't believe that all those 40 people going on that delegation will have any significant impact on that trip. Everything will be centered around the president. They're going to go to ceremonious dinner, and then that's it.
Okay, let me welcome the chief Tomalin George. How you doing, sir? Welcome. You are muted.
Okay.
You are muted, Chief.
Yes. The big boss. Good to see you, man. Everybody. I'm sure everybody's doing well today. Hectic weekend, and it's good to be back. And we take part in the conversation. I'm interested in the conversation you were having about the president's trip, because I try to dig deeper, and I got more information about the trip, understanding to that trip. So I think it makes a lot of sense, you know. And I will say publicly, I do not believe the president carry a huge delegation. No, that trip is okay. I will defend the president for that. People can say what they want to say. I got an understanding of that trip. The president delegation was actually 16%. The other people came from the foreign ministry that is supposed to be there. They are the one who organized that trip to be at that meeting, technical meeting, and the foreign minister meeting. So, but just that the way in which they did it, they put everything together to make it appear as big. But actually, that trip is a normal trip that all presidents have gone to in recent time. The four ministers, the technical minister go first, 4%. Then the foreign minister go for the ministerial meeting. That 8%. They are not to be announced. Then the president official delegation should be at least around 15, 16, which would have various sectoral engagement, which they go when they go for that meeting. So people criticizing that trip because what the government did, that's how kind of criticizing them. But if they are done the right way, they won't criticize them. The delegation was in the confines of the.
Okay, Chief. Yeah. The press release from the executive mansion said this was an expo that they were attending, and I, from the background of the Chamber of Commerce, an expo is where you go to do presentation to give the world what's new, what cutting edge technology that you have to offer. That's an expo. So these meetings are usually attended by the technocrats, people who go out there, like people from the mining sector, Mr. Page, who have been there, And he is on that with those. But when you, but it is almost. I mean, for the president to attend an expo, for some of us, it is disjointed.
No, but Mr. Gayman, the thing is that what I said, Pewee should know. In fact, today Pewee had a long discussion on it today too, and Pewee gave me a lot of in-depth on it too. Because if Pewee was staying in that position, he would have taken care. He would have addressed that issue about the whole trip, because he knows who's supposed to go from foreign ministry. Eight persons supposed to go from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the technical group, and then the ministerial, the people that carry the ministerial group before the president go. And other world leaders are going to for that meeting. That wouldn't bug out. All world leaders will be there.
Listen, we're not talking about other world leaders.
So,
we're talking
Timothy,
about.
I want to ask you a question. What is the meeting about?
It's an expo.
No, I want Timothy said he talked to people privately and they defined. Let's forget about the delegation. I want you to tell us.
Not yet from me. Go and the meeting is on it's on the global side. Go see what
it's about. But that's the global side we're responding to.
Yeah,
and then you say, Timothy, we're responding to the global side. We're responding to what the executive manager released.
The reason why
you said there are other information about the meeting. So let me lay on my question. I'm asking you. We have the release from the executive manager telling us that the meeting is an expo. Our interpretation of expo, we have said it. On the global side, we said it. America is also sending its secretary of treasury there because America got an expo or station there called the Pavilion. They're going there to, what have they achieved since America. So they want to see all of those things. So you said there are other information that justifies the delegation, the huge side, all of that. So I just want to know, probably there is a specific interpretation of that meeting also of what is posted. So tell us, then maybe it will adjust our interpretation of the delegation when we know the significance of the meeting beyond what we know it to be an expo. That's why I ask you.
Please, my go-to guy, please help him, man. Help him. This guy,
Pewee, just before you go, in January this year, the president signed a law that says, Ahmed, I want you to listen to this. I want Chief. The president signed into law that nobody should travel with no more than 5 people in the delegation, either one of the trip, with the exception they have to get personal clearance from him. So, Mr. Tomalin George, and I want you to address it before you pass it on. Is the president breaking his own law that he passed? Tomalin.
Pewee,
the president passed a law in January that no more than 5 persons should go on either one of these trips, with the exception of special recognition from the president or I guess it's a waiver from the president. So is the president violating his own rule here, the own law?
No. You see, so some of these circular coming from the president, they are meant to put into place check and balance and regulations in terms of governance travel. That no one minister, because you have a budget controlling, no one minister will just get up and ask his controller, do me a check. Buy me a ticket, give me some per diem, and travel with 5, 6, 7, 10 persons. Some of the part of the reason why the president put in this is to coordinate it, so the executive marshal of the cabinet, of the cabinet, of the presidency, the minister of state office will coordinate that. So before any government, the president's office have to prove that. So the intent of that is to prove that the president is tracking government official activities vis-a-vis relative to international travel. So that's the intent. But here's what I would say. The intent of this trip is the president is approving this trip. That those governments, it's a very important thing, the export trip. This trip is meant, that's why you're taking along the investment commission also, the NRC boss and other members. It's full thing to showcase what Liberia will have us to engage with and have been doing a lot more work for our country. So this is not slapping the face of the president's own decision. This has been acquiesced by the president. The presidents have acquiesced this trip and approved that everybody you see on this trip is based in the Minister of Finance is there. It's a very critical thing. Remember, someone said, why is the Minister of Finance on the trip? He is the strategic.
No, I didn't say why the Minister of Finance on his dribble.
No, you talked about the Minister of Finance. I said, why the Minister of Finance?
I said you have the Minister of Finance, and you have the Economic Advisor, and you have the Commerce Minister, and the Investment Commission.
So the Minister of Finance will have to be on the trip because he's the chief strategic person of the government in terms of development and everything. You have to be there to showcase. The National Investment boss will also have to be on this trip, Jerome, to showcase.
What's about the Minister of State with our portfolio?
The Minister of State with our portfolio is the President Hinchman that.
Okay then.
Listen, somebody, Jerome, if you're in the back, please mute.
Are we okay to go?
Yeah, Jerome, if you're in the back, please mute.
The Minister of State with our portfolio, that's a very powerful job, right? You already stated with our portfolio. That person is a very strategic person that the president will use them in the way to do a lot of things behind the scene, coordinate with all other individual, other potential investors, or with our own bilateral partner that we are moving into for some help. So that role is that you have with no portfolio. There's no boundary to your functions. The president will have to assign you to particular functions, and you do those things as per the president. You operate on the behest of the president. They are the behest of the president. So all these things.
Pewee, I'm still confused here. The president is present. The finance minister who's responsible for development and planning. Why would the president need another president to do something on his behalf? If to say that some private or secret beyond that, then you have another minister for special services.
But that's why it's the president. Not saying minister office. The president of the republic got lot of, and that all these people are exonerated to the presidency. They will have to perform. Now, this function alone is not, the president is not using this trip. Japan is a very strategic country. The presidency is not using this trip only for the bilateral purposes. No. The president is using it for investment partnership also. So that's why you see the president taking a very powerful and intentional delegation with him, those that he believes that can craft necessary strategy behind the scene to get the job done. So the Japan Expo, yes, what?
So give me reason why public work minister not on the trip then.
Public work minister not on the trip, but people from public work on the trip.
Who?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the name.
But the delegation list up publicly.
I got a list here.
They're not there.
No, someone from public work may be on the trip.
Nobody there. We have seen a list. Nobody there.
Public works.
There's no one for public works?
No.
Is that a realistic list?
Yes.
For the executive mansion.
So I'm a person on that list.
This one, the first group is 23.
Let me say this before you continue. So it's not everybody in the executive mansion will name on the executive mansion release on the trip.
Why?
I mean, not on the trip, right?
Why?
I want to say. So there are people on the trip so the release will not capture.
Why?
I mean, it's just that is that a normal thing. That's what I'm saying to you.
What makes that normal?
People.
Okay, guys, let me work.
There are people on the trip.
Let me work on Mr. Diggs.
There are people on the trip that executive marshal may not necessarily capture. Doesn't mean they are not.
At the level of ministers.
Ahmed, 1 minute.
No. For the public, I don't think everyone is on the trip.
Let me welcome Mr. Diggs. Mr. Diggs, welcome here, sir. We can't hear you. You are muted.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gayman, and good evening to my fellow panelists.
Man, you look relaxed. You look at the weekend must have been real good.
Relaxing weekend, man. Raining all weekend.
Okay, so guys, we got.
Let me comment on this Japan thing. I don't think it's I don't think we should lower it to calling it an expo.
But that's what the executive manager said.
Okay, yeah, that's what the executive manager said. But the actual host of the event is called TCAT.
Yeah, TCAT.
It's called Tokyo International Conference for International Development. It's the equivalent to the same Africa Expo that has been hosted in China. That the person that was there previously this year. So it's not really an expo. It's an event.
So it's what that because then. Y'all want us to take the statement or to take the statement of the
president? The executive manager.
I don't know. The executive manager gave a release, but y'all coming to say it's not really.
The executive manager do make mistake now. They got a GCAT. They got the GCAT. Come in. Let's go ahead. The executive manager do make mistake.
Okay, let me talk. Okay. The thing is called Tokyo International Conference on African Development. that started in 1993. Some is co-hosted by the United Nations, UNDP, World Bank, and African Union Commission. So it's like what I'm saying. I say it's an equivalent to the African event that they have in China. I can't remember the exact name. So it's not Mercy and Expo. For me personally, when it comes to a number of people in the delegation, I mean, it's the prerogative of the government. If the government see the needs for an individual to be on the conference, on the delegation, that's it. I mean, sometimes, but me personally, I'm a believer that you should strive for achieving more with less people than having a lot of people there to achieve the same thing. So, but if they feel that number can achieve what they're trying to achieve, then let's wait and see.
What Martin Collins is reporting here is when George Weah when President Weah, the former president, when he took a delegation of 8. And he was criticized. They said the country was in a dire need, and he took a huge delegation to Japan. And then the people who criticized him are now taking 40. So they are saying the country is even in more dire strait now than it was in, and you took maybe 5 times the people that you are taking. That's what most people are talking about.
And you know what? Sometimes in our country, we got to be very careful with people that become advocates. There's a man that would go on Facebook and accuse a private citizen of owning something that they own with their own money. And personally, if I look at an individual, I don't look at an individual today. I look at an individual as a whole.
Yeah, but let's look at it.
But Delon.
I'm coming, please. I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, but that's his opinion.
Not opinion. That's a fact.
Okay.
So he led the protest.
Okay, yeah. So, like I say, look, we got to be very careful in the country. Some of the people that how you say they criticize George Weah in the doing today, so the people that criticize Boka, if they were in our government, they would be defending this action. So let's be very careful.
No, he is in the government.
He's not in the government. There's a man I tell you say he's in exile, but that his government in power, but he's in exile. So isn't that somebody conflict there?
Yeah, but he was appointed. The government appointed him. He's serving on a committee.
Well, he said the government appointed him, but he's living in exile. How can your government appoint you in living in exile? Isn't that conflict there?
That doesn't take away from the issue. The issue here is few years ago, an 8-man to a 24-man delegation out of Liberia was considered wrong. He is saying on that premise that many of those people who also joined him to say it was wrong, that include Delon, today are silent when the same number of people on a delegation going. Perhaps, as you justify, as you say, people need to allow government to operate and function. Well, if that's the case, then we would think that the argument those guys made were flawless and flawless. So I think
hypocrisy.
So I think that's the beginning of the conversation to say, look, the people who are today now also going in a delegation of more than the sin side, the credit side, were just hypocrites, were just liars. I would think that's the beginning of the conversation. And that's what Martin is saying. Perhaps that's what I'm saying, because using their premise, they gave a standard that suggests that when a country is in this challenge, putting austerity as the basis of moving forward, then they come and do the contrary. So, for example, when President Bouaga flew in private jets, of course, you would expect the president traveling challenge is difficult. The president can be waiting for airport 5 hours before he gets next connecting flight and stuff like that. So private jet makes sense. But the people who now was riding on the private jet were those same people who just a few years ago criticized private jet as the greatest wrong that ever happened in the country. So they set that standard, they created that mindset. So when we see them doing the same thing, of course, it raises alarm. So that is from where people are speaking. How now do you justify a 24-man delegation that you criticized just a few years ago without taking into consideration the technicalities that you guys are putting forward? That is the issue in the country. I would think.
Let's move to the next topic here. Honorable, let me start with Mr. Diggs. Mr. Diggs, they say power struggle threatens to derail Liberia said no to drug campaign. And this one is written today, published today, August the 18th. A power struggle who should be public face of Liberia said no to drug campaign, is raising fear that internal division could weaken the momentum and the movement to fight against drugs. The campaign we had gained strong nationwide support is now mired in controversy. Some backers have praised the wrestling Ahmad Giddings as the true leader of the initiative, while others accuse Sonny Cully of attempting to take credit. Cully is a series of social media posts Monday defended her reputation against what she described as unfair attack before announcing her resignation. I am out of the Say No to Drug campaign, she said. Let God be my judge, she wrote in a public post. It remains unclear how her departure will affect the campaign, but observers warned that infighting could sap the momentum from the one of Liberia's more visible grassroots. It says here that the police director printed 50 dozens, about 300 shirts, and they gave allowances to people who were part of this. And the public is saying this is not right. The government should not be involved. The government should not be giving per diem to people who are protesting. The government should not be sponsoring their T-shirts and all of these things. So she is saying there are people, big hands, that are playing part into this, and she doesn't want to be a part of it.
Well, when the campaign started, the first mistake they made when they went to the Capitol building to take pictures with the senators, give me a T-shirt. That was the first mistake they made. Then, if you saw that event that day, a well-attended event, do you know how many government officials were in that event and taking pictures?
That's right.
So you should just know that the government will try to infiltrate it and go back to the same old playbook, divide and conquer. And so that's what's happening right now. And at the end of the day, somebody initiated, we in that country, we need to stop looking for arrowhead. If something you believe in, those things can just be organic and happen. Whenever you look for an arrowhead, you put somebody on top, you're giving them leverage to make themselves to be king or queen. And that's what's happening right now. But at the end of the day, the fight against drugs is a national event. It's not a UP, CDC, ANC, CMC thing. It's a Liberian thing. It's killing the society. It's killing future generations. So I will stop right there.
Let me welcome Sarah Dopoh. I like
the Sarah. Look.
I like the new look.
You can see us.
I like
the new look. Sarah on today. Good to see you, Sarah. Welcome.
She got her red band on. She ready to go. It's going to be fire today.
Yeah, stop there. How you doing? Thank you, guys.
Hey, I see. Now, if you were John Gotti, we're going to say the Godfather, but now you are the Godmother.
And Jerome, let me put something in. This trip to Japan, during President Sely's first term, there was a comprehensive study done by the Japanese government, the Japanese Development Agency, the use equivalent called JICA, and some Japanese engineering firm. There was a comprehensive study done on the revitalization of Monrovia and its surroundings.
Yes.
Yeah. So we hope this government will take advantage of some of these things. You know, Japan is a very friendly ally of us. So we should take advantage of some of those things when we go there. So
we agree with you. I think Sarah and Pewee will speak later on that when President Myean came back from Japan, I think he brought like $5 or $10 million in the expansion of the Japanese highway to finish that work. So he did bring back something substantial to finish that road. Sarah Dopoh, your turn.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I want to say hello to everyone and hello to our followers in the comment section there. It's good to be here again to talk about our country. A lot of things are happening. Lots and lots of things are happening. Our president, I didn't even stay in Japan or they're on their way back.
Hey, I didn't see the signal yet.
So, such a huge, delegation. I mean, we know that when it happened during the Myean time, it was criticized. Obviously, we'll criticize this one as well. And we want to know and we want to see what these guys going to bring back. I was hearing that they were crafting something, to buffoon the Liberian people, to follow another story while we forget about that Japan story, but that's not going to happen. So we are yet to see what's going to happen when they come back, and we look forward to that. I'm excited to join this conversation today. Let's get it rolling. Thank you.
Good. Before I go any further, before I go to Pewee, let me ask Mr. Siafa Dees. I got two releases here. One from the Married Men Association of Liberia that wants to hold, they want to strengthen the family value. Then there's another one that say the Liberian Stingy Men Association. Which one of the association you belong to, Mr. Dees? Are you part of the Stingy Men Association?
I'm part of the Married Men Association.
Thank you, Siafa. Thank you.
I'm part of the Married Men Association. I don't know any of the Stingy Men Association. They can stay where they are.
Why nobody want to claim this organization? Everybody said that Pewee said they expelled him because he spent too much. Siafa said he even go near them. So they're afraid of you.
But how about Ahmed? What Ahmed say?
I forgot. Ahmed, are you a member of the Stingy or the Family Men Association?
No, I think I would. As a father of a daughter, I would go with the Family Men. I've never heard about this. I've never heard about the Stingy Men stuff. Yeah.
Honorable Pewee. Let's go to this one here. It said Musa Belete wants re-election in 2029. Presidency.
Okay. I will call you back. Go ahead. I'll receive your call.
Okay. Yeah, he received a signal. Okay. So then are you ready?
No, yeah, my bro trying to come. Go ahead.
Okay. It says here, Musa Belete won't seek re-election. 2029 presidency with CMC. He is saying here, they said Representative of Nima Accountability District 7 said he will not seek re-election to the legislature, describing the body as dungeons of corruption while unearthing his citizens' movement for change, CMC, as an alternative political force ahead of the 2029 election. Speaking on the Spoon Talk show from his hometown in Saclay over the weekend, Belete, the political leader of CNC, vowed to shift his political energy away from the legislature, which he accused of betraying the trust of the Liberian people as corrupt. And if change is going to come to Liberia, he wants to do it from the outside. And he made reference to after the election, CDC won most of the seats, and he thought they were going in as a group that will hold the president's feet, hold the administration responsible. Instead, everybody switched and started conniving with the Unity Party, leaving him and two or three other folks. So he found out that the people are not geared toward principle. Is you win and you join the winning party. So he felt like you need to turn this thing on his head. He can't do it from inside. He doesn't need the money. That's his take. So he's leaving the house. He feels that
he resigned from the house.
He said he will not seek re-election because of dungeons of corrupt and fake people. Your take?
Listen. For me, I don't think if these were these were the words of Mr. Belete.
Yes.
Calling the guys corrupt and failed people.
A dungeon of corrupt people.
Yeah, I will. I mean, he's from there, and if he were to come and say that, who am I? Listen, someone would say to me if the catfish come from
the bottom of the creek, eh? You said dark down there. You can't say you lie.
I saw comrade shot. Don't try it without comrade. Anyway, what matter challenge? But here's what I would say. The politics of our time and our leaders will tend to. So if Mr. Belete will come with this strong statement, the best thing to do is to resign now. Yes, the best thing to do now is to resign now. Then what you do, those of us that respect you and believe you, and those that sit from the outside will say this man did a very wonderful thing. Resign now and focus on the presidential campaign. If you refer to those guys in the house, the way you dare describe, if it is true, the best way to do it so you can get some clout and you come with they say if you're going to attack, because if the guys are steamed, they are spamless and other things, you can't be with them. Resign and focus on the campaign. If Mr. Ability is really serious, you resign now and focus on the campaign. Other than that, you open the room for more attack, even from internal and other things. So resign before, because the Bible says don't be equally what? Someone help me.
Yoke. Don't be equally yoked.
The Bible says don't be equally yoked.
Unequally.
Yeah,
Unequally yoked.
Unequally yoked. We're still learning the Bible. Very Bible says it's very difficult to comprehend.
That's
correct.
correct.
So we're still learning it, so I will put it that way. But the reason what I'm saying, that's why I took time to digest this when you just said this to me. Did he really say this?
Mm-hmm.
If it is true that he said that, the best thing on the mobility is to resign. If I was receiving the mobility letter of resignation tomorrow morning, then I will respect the statement seriously, on a serious note. But to call them that way and still be liaising with them, remember, these are some of them, the 22 or even of those that supported him. He attacked, that's an attack, stinging attack on them. So to attack that way and still be there, people will question your moral judgment. So it's a kind of a major thing he done now. He exposed them to say that most of them, now even some of us that voted for them, we are concerned. One of your colleagues is saying this. Remember, there are other ways other people can structure these things as they came out. But he's a reputable Liberian citizen, a businessman, and now into the politics. Now, if you're saying this, and I will call on him to be a little bit, and now he will need to do some consultation before even coming out with some statements sometime. Because these same people are people that you rely on tomorrow to work for you to be president of the Republic, the president, and now you nursing your presidential campaign. If you are to need this kind of a statement that will also impute on their reputation and character, when do you go to them? I just saw him recent time with the guy from Bon County. It was a very good turnover in Bon County. Now, if you call them corrupt, they are rotting. Then how do you now move to associate with them? So, I mean, political consultation is very important. It's germane into the process of moving on. It is important to always engage the strategists, to talk to you, engage them on the viewpoint for coming over a major political statement. Or in that the statement itself can have the kind of a lot of toll on you in terms of the campaign moving forward. There are a lot of ripple effect that can follow thereafter. Because if you were to come with a straightforward statement to condemn everybody, if you were to come to me and condemn me and say what Pewee is going to, you expect me to come and engage you tomorrow to project your interests, then is that basically being focused on your narrow, peculiar interest, if you will? So we will have to be very straightforward here in speaking to our leaders, because if you want to be a leader of the country, you have to think outside the box. But to make statements that will condemn, I understand the country is having a challenge. How do you do things to change the face? I would have advised Mr. Ability. If I were in his shoe, I wouldn't condemn them openly. That will not open rebuke on that August institution. It's an August body. It is also so I will believe that that would be my side of it. Now, if he were to score in that way, we should up to respect that. I think his resignation as a representative, then he focused on that. That would be important. It will get more weight moving forward.
Let me disagree with my brother Pewee a little bit.
But then why? No. That's a disagree with me.
No. I want to be a little bit, because of course I wouldn't interpose an objection to the issue of resignation. But I would think that when Musa makes such a statement, or anybody else, they might not be referring to individual, they might be referring to the culture. It is no secret that the challenge to Liberian governance starts from within the legislature. That culture is polluted. You may not necessarily be pointing out an individual, the culture, the mindset. Great men and women go in there, but get contaminated because of the culture that is within that place. And until that culture can change,
I mean, if you push it to the culture, I'm going nowhere. It's not a culture. These are the individuals.
Let me learn.
The individual, no culture.
Let me learn, my brother. Let me learn.
Go ahead.
Let me learn. I'm saying to you that there are great men and women who have gone in the legislature. There are great men and women who have gone in there. Very great men and women, people have respectable character. But when you go into the place, either as a result of your action or your inaction, you become collectively blended with to be part of a culture that pollutes our system. Because where the national budget of our country, the appropriation in that place have created a whole new mentality of people when they go in there, and that culture have defined our the lawmaker. And then two of where I disagree with you, we must set aside politics when we want to speak truth to power. Ability and anybody else should not focus on the desire to become president and as such compromise standing and speaking what the truth is. Then we're going nowhere. We cannot put politics ahead of what is right. So I would think anybody today in this country, you want to be president, you must be able to look in the face of what is wrong. If it means that you must bruise the ego of other people, fine. But as long as I think you are genuine in speaking what is right for the Liberian people, eventually it's the people who will decide. But you cannot accept what is wrong simply because you think by taking a position only will honor man or affect your chance of being president. So I think that's what any strong and serious politician should do. Our national legislature needs to change its mentality. The culture in our house must be changed. And I think part of the way it can start is when it's audited. It must be audited so that a mechanism can be put in place that people will follow. But the players just lose. It just lose. Can you imagine? People say $20 million got lost from a budget. In a twinkle of an eye, it got lost from a budget. It becomes something normal. You take Jesus today, you point in our legislature, you will want to try, but it'll tell them, my man, they play that majority rule, majority right. So that culture is there. Eventually, you either become quiet or you either join the bandwagon of
then you resign. I don't know why you. I know you barely what you want to say, man. Come on and say the fight. What you want to say? Then you resign.
That is where I want to agree with you. But remember now, your people elect you to go in there to fight for them. You fight also on the votes you pass, on the legislation you introduce. So you don't necessarily have to resign because the place is polluted. You can introduce bills on and go on record for that. So that's another aspect of it. But Jerome, I will end on the note to say, look,
let me go to Sarah.
Yeah, I will end so Sarah can come in. I will say to you, you can be the greatest president as long as our legislature remains polluted. It will serve as a challenge in getting our country right. Because the legislature should be there to hold the president accountable. But when it's just so that way, my brother, the presidency will always have that row over, and eventually we seem not to be going anywhere. That's why I wanted.
Sarah.
Yes, sir. I want to agree.
I'm coming to you. Okay. He says here, every lawmaker responsible for looting from the people will be particularly targeted and removed by CMC during the 2029 election. The CMC leader said his decision not to return to the legislature stemmed from his bitter experiences during the recent leadership dispute at the House of Representatives. They are all looters and they should be targeted and removed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Ahmed. I don't think the honorable has to necessarily resign in order to, proffer his views on the corruption of the legislature. Has been corrupt before the honorable went to that house. It has been corrupt. It's an open secret. It's something from time to time in memorial. A place has been corrupt. I think because he needs the representation of his people, so he can stay there at the same time criticize. I mean, there are a few of his friends that want that also support the auditing of that place, but vast majority said no, and the vast majority that are saying no, they know the reason why they are saying no. So I agree. I don't agree that he should resign. I think he should stay there and continue to pounce on this government to have that place audited, because that place needs to be audited. The Liberian people know what is going on there. We all can see what is going on there. We all can see the disappearance of millions of dollars from the budget. So I think he should stay there. He was elected by his district to represent them, and it doesn't matter whether he he criticized the place or not. It is what it is. The place is corrupt. Number one. Number two, when he was on Spoon and somebody asked him about what else a so and so person is corrupt, he said he does not attack individuals. He attacked the system. So he talked about the system being corrupt, even though, yes, the system comprises of people who are corrupt, but it is a culture that has to be eliminated, and that's what he was talking about. Thank you.
Siafa, someone questioned Musa's ability about what would be the difference. What is it he bringing? Does he have a manifesto? Does he have a platform? And this is what he said. It said, ability also criticize Liberia history of political manifestos. We should describe.
So, all day today now?
No, this is the topic we're on.
Okay.
We've been on one topic, we on the other topic, but
let's CMCT get this serious. Okay.
But Benedict, he come on and now when you go to Spoon, then you want me in the topic of our show.
Exactly. So
listen, we are going through the headline. So those who don't come here, we shouldn't talk about Sir Joseph.
No, go ahead, Chief. Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
Okay,
but what Sir Joseph got to do with me? When I say Benedict, you talk about Sir Joseph. I didn't say you talk about CDC, then you talking.
Okay.
Okay, I understand the Lofa solidarity. I see. Don't worry about it.
No, sir, it's a brother. He's a comrade.
Hey, so, you may let people hear where your brother and comrade, but let the man go ahead.
Okay, Siafa. I guess Siafa is on the he's on the phone. Let me go to Honorable Pewee. Honorable Pewee, somebody attacked Musa's ability about manifesto. They say, what do you have? You guys, you just talking from the top of your head. He said he criticized history of Liberia political manifesto, which he described as books written and never read, never implemented, arguing that most parties lack genuine agenda rooted in the needs of the ordinary citizen. And this is what he talked about. These manifestos are pretty glossy written papers that nobody reads, nobody implements. What he wants to do is prove leadership by doing, and then let the people evaluate his work.
Yeah, and what I would say, basically, we will always need manifesto, no matter come what may. So what you can do is to blend the two, right? And if you push a manifesto, and then if you let it given the privilege by the people to serve, you implement the side of the manifesto. It's just like you want to build a house, there's no foundation, right? So there's a need to have a manifesto because you have to tell the people what you want to do. It's just a partisan issue. There should be a clear manifesto to outline. Now, okay, when you're on the campaign, if they ask you what you want to do, what are you going to say? No manifesto, I will be elected if I start work. No. So what's going to happen is that those manifestos, our past leaders just being very insensitive to the plight of the people, but not adhering to all the commitments in terms of all of the blueprint, the projected during the campaign process. And so they were more or less very deceptive towards the electorates, if you will. But it's important, and I will emphasize here, to always have manifesto, because the manifesto is telling you and us, the people, that what you intend to do and how you intend to go about doing that. So it is important for every political institution, political party, every politician moving forward, political standard bearer, presidential candidates, if you will, should have their manifesto to tell the people, this is what we intend to do, this is what I'm going to do in the first 90 days, 100 days. This is what I intend to do in terms of agriculture in the first 1 year. This is what I intend to do for youth development. This is what I intend to do for the economy. This is what I intend to do for national security, if you will. That's very paramount towards the country forging ahead. This is what I intend to do for agriculture. That's vis-a-vis the wealth creating sector, right? This is what I intend to do for the RT, the technological field of our country, to expand the country for structural development, if you will, road connectivities. So there will have to be a very clear-cut agenda in that manifesto that will be more or less very explanatory to the electorate, that will give them the traction to you to say this man means something and this woman means something, all of them to go through. But no, I stay here. I would disagree with any presidential candidate that will not come with any manifesto. We agree in the past, you're right by saying the Liberian politicians have not been honest because they have not stand true to their words in terms of the implementation of what on the manifesto. What on the paper would convince me that you will want to do things. Because it is on the basis of that I'm going to hold you, Gayman, that you promised to do this, and you are not doing that. So I can checkmate you on that to professionally disagree with you moving forward in terms of your governance. So, but there's no manifesto. Is that going to be a house to actually no before the foundation, what I want to call no sketch of that property. There will have to be an architectural drawing of that house as to how you want the house to be before you move towards the whosoever that's going to engage it to put on the foundation. But there will have to be an architectural design, structural architectural design of that. So the manifesto is telling us, the electors, that this is what you intend to do and how you're about to go about these things to do them. So I will also disagree with that we need politicians and political institutions to have a manifesto as a blueprint to us to tell us how they're going to govern.
Great. Let me go to Mr. Dix. Mr. Dix here, I know this one is heavy. Hopefully you are a level-headed guy. You are a philosopher, so I got to start because this one is a very touchy one. St. Nagbe United Methodist Church sues the United Methodist Annual Conference for over church closure. This one is shaking the foundation of our country. August 18th, it says here, the leadership of the historic Central and Nagbe United Methodist Church have filed a lawsuit against the United Methodist Annual Conference at the Civil Law Court in Monrovia, asking the court to restore ownership and access to its property after the denomination sealed the congregation's door earlier this month. The petition lodged by the lay leader Dopoh Toma and the Board of Trustees outlined 14 counts and argues that the conference's enforcement of a revived doctrine on marriage contradicts Liberian law and unlawfully infringes on the congregation's right. The petition further claims that the closure of the church building amounts to coercion, violating members' constitutional right to religious freedom, and Article 4 under the Liberian Constitution. This thing is like a tree, is growing limbs and limbs and limbs, and it's not ending soon. Your take on the argument from the United Methodist Church Global that they have amended their vision and their mission statement now that same-sex marriage is permissible, and the other group are saying they are holding on to the biblical principle, the original intent of the church. So this is a major fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, just for the record, I'm not a Methodist. I was born and raised a Baptist, but I've been following the story, and first thing. I've been following the story. I think they had a conference and same-sex marriage came out, and then you hear one side of the story say that the United Methodist Church Conference in Liberia adopted a resolution from the conference, and the conference and some people say that it wasn't adopted. I think they were giving freedom to localize their guidelines pertaining to their jurisdiction in that country. And so that's what. So I don't know much detail, but one thing I can say: if a church accepts gay marriage and the country doesn't accept gay marriage, it's a non-starter. I mean, so you're not going to perform that. So I don't know what the fight going to lead, but we do not accept same-sex marriage in Liberia. So if your church want to practice it, I don't know how you're going to practice it in Liberia. But if your overall, so I don't know whether the conference gave them the freedom to abide by that country constitution, because I don't know what church will tell you, say, disregard your country constitution and do what we tell you to do. So we'll wait and see. And it's kind of sad that they're just been screaming from both sides. There haven't been a level-headed discussion. So I mean that's what happened. They're happy at the United Methodist Church in Dwazon. Just for the record, my mom lives like a stone throw away, and it was a Sunday. There was a heavy riot. They even threw tear gas in your yard that day. So that one in Dwazon, the doors been shut down for about 3 months plus, and now it's the historic 1-2 on Boulevard, Esther and Nagbe. So it's a sad situation. They need to have an honest conversation about it. and just stop the screaming.
Well, Sarah, I belong to the AME Church, and we, just like the Methodists, we have a doctrine, we have a book of discipline that is usually passed by the Council of Bishops. And whatever law they pass at the Council of Bishops is part of the discipline, and everybody goes along with that. That's because that's how the church is run. The council, the leadership met in Indiana, and they passed a global law that now the United Methodist global principle is now that same-sex marriage is permissible. And the folks on the ground are saying, we don't want to be a part of that. Don't even give us a waiver that we can do our own thing, but globally we are a member of the United Methodist, everybody doing their own thing, and you want to say no. Because we do not want people leaving from here, running from Liberia and going to other United Methodist denomination in Nigeria or the United States to get married and then come back here and say, you know, even though you don't do it, but I did it over there. So this is really, 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 really heavy. It says a lot about who we are and where we are going.
The only thing I can say here is Jesus needs to hurry on and come back and deliver us. Because, I mean, just like the brother said, I mean, if our country doesn't support same-sex marriage, why are they, you know, making it a must that other churches in Liberia should do? And it's just going to be a division among the churches, because I know for a fact that a lot of Liberians hold strong to their faith of what the Bible says when it comes to marriage. They're not going to settle for that. So there's just going to be a lot of division in that church. And I don't know at the end of the day what's going to happen, but I guess the other church is going to break away and go from another, you know, whatever. But I know from the time I was born that marriage is between a man and a woman, and I hold, you know, strong to that. But to see, another thing too, I want to believe is because of, you know, the same-sex people, they have a lot of money. Mr. Gayman, you know that, right? These people are rich people. So they pump money into some of these things. They pump money into it to cajole some of our people to accept some of these things, you know. But I know that there are people who hold up to their faith and they're going to stand by it no matter what, money or not. So it's just going to be a gross division in our church. That's just how I see it. Thank you.
Ahmed, one of the leaders of that, the holy principle is the former bishop's son, Kula. He was arrested, I think, near Mr. Deek's mother's place there. And they stood their ground and say, there's no way we are going to allow this. And their action was backed up by President Trump when he says here, we are only going to accept what your birth certificate says. There are only two sexes, either male or female. We are not going to support whatever that is, LGBTQ plus. They are not going to do that. You are a male, you are a male, you are a female, you are free according to your birth certificate. So it looks like the folks on the ground that stand on biblical principle, I think they have an upper hand on this, even though the other hand got the lobbying power. They got a lot of money to lobby folks.
Well, I don't know, but for example, how do you look at a beautiful face, for example, like Sarah, and you opt for a field like Gayman as a man? You see, the option become Gayman una face as a man. I don't know that logic, but look, yeah. So, yeah.
If you say a smart mode and start them on to Rasmel.
That's right.
I'm not describing face in the context of the
That's
author.
right. That's correct.
I'm describing face in the context of the author. But Gayman, I would think
because you saying it with deep sense of emphasis.
Oh
That's right.
yeah. No, because I like to make my point concise, precise, and to the point.
That's correct.
But Gayman, look, man, I mean, you know, somewhere in the Bible, Jesus has said, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give unto God what belongs to God.
That's correct.
It reflect cultural thing too. I think the council of bishops or whatever council that will go and make these rules, secular rules, must consider the culture of each of the different places that are churches. They must respect the culture of the people, because the culture reflects the people who hold heritage. Liberia culture is not susceptible to such an approach. So I would think that the council of the Methodist people, or whatever they are who make those decisions, must be respectful of these things. You cannot impose onto a people an ideology that is completely different. It's not even one that is supported biblically, and then you just want them to be able to adapt. I think it's wrong, and it would beat my imagination that local bishops will even be propagating that idea, as opposed to telling people, look, this is not going to work in our country. So that should not even be a no-brainer, because, as the brother emphasized, the laws of Liberia will not support it. And the laws and the church must subject itself to what the laws of the country say. Because on earth, the law becomes the representation of God's power on earth. So that is a no-starter, that is a no-brainer. It contradicts the law, it undermines the law, and so they should not even waste their time. Yeah, you see, they got a beautiful face there, Sarah. They say, I don't want that face, I want Pewee face. Let's go to the altar. What's that?
That is an abomination.
Yeah, bro.
As a Sarah, but the thing with Sarah, she got to explain the sunglasses today.
Sarah, you make our time not beautiful, but you got to tell her what behind the sunglasses today.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that.
Yeah, but on a serious note, I saw yesterday, in Gampa City, in other words, Ganta, some so-called members of the Methodist Church, as you said, they were trying to pursue the pastor. I'm the bishop, sorry. And why even in the vehicle, there were other people on motorbike doing that. Then I think, and I had conversation with one of our comrades. One of the things he said to me, I want to take some reason behind that, and sense behind that deeply. Mm-hmm. That I was asking him, why is it, if he himself is a clergy, why is it the Methodist Church don't want to openly condemn this thing about this mis and disinformation in Liberia to allow their members to just move on? His point to me is that the church would not condemn it openly because the church here already recognize the LGBTQ thing, and if they were to do that, they will not get support from the powerful branch on the other end. And if that's the case, it's going to be hard, because we in a society that is not, I don't want to say illiterate, but most of our people in terms of information dissemination is a poor way to get information, and people take information just on hearsay and they say. So if you don't come out to be very clinical on this matter and be more strategic in terms of informing your people, you'll make the people, push them to carry the perception that the church in Liberia is supporting gay rights and all things. Now, meanwhile, the church is not. But what I'm hearing now is the church don't have that wherewithal to come out and say, hey, we condemn this outrightly. They say the church cannot do that. And if the church cannot do that, it is tantamount of the church feeling this kind of a confusion and this kind of a problem moving forward. Now, we will have to clearly understand that they will have to speak to their whatsoever brush they have. The society we find ourselves in, it is an abomination for that to be spread in our country. It is an abomination. Seriously.
Absolutely.
You can be ostracized or excommunicated out of the entire community or entire county or entire section of our tribal line if you are to indulge into those kind of a thing. It is abominable. So they will have to find a way to explain to condemn it. That is not possible in Liberia. It is a huge abomination. It is.
Yeah, but the problem is, sometimes
there's a law that speak against it.
No. I come to a point, Tomalin. When this thing happened, there's a breakaway group called Global Methodist Church, right, Tomalin? That's another breakaway group called Global Methodist Church. And I think there's some folks in Liberia also that part of that Global Methodist Church, right, Tomalin?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a group, right? But okay, so if because I mean the Global Methodist Church started from that whole when this whole idea came out. There was about 7,000 plus congregation that broke away, and they continue to grow. But my problem with what people in the country that are in leadership, when there's crisis, everybody just going to the bunker. The leaders need to go into the bunker, and then you have the noisemaker, then misinformation. I remember a few months ago, there was huge thing. Someone in Ghana's area, they said, "Oh, gay marriage happening at the church." People ran to the church. I mean, sit down, go on a radio show, have a press conference, bring the entire media there, and answer every single question and say, "This is where we are, this is where we stand," and then everybody move from there. But the disregard for the public and just let misinformation to just continue to just go about it. This misinformation become constantly free, and then you start chasing the narrative, and that's what will continue to happen. The bishop of the Methodist Church, the leadership of the Methodist Church, sit behind the table, tell the country what's happening. This other new group that broke away, you'll tell the country which way you're going, and everybody just move on, and then we'll know the real noisemaker from the level-headed people. But right now, you can't tell the difference. Like I say, I'm not a Methodist. I'm just saying it as a Liberian. That's all.
Did you guys discuss about the say no to drugs?
Yeah, we passed that. But let me go to a real United Methodist here. Chief, I covered that covered.
I see why he's saying there's a law. I mean,
yeah.
If you're the Methodist, continue. Let me say this, Lieutenant. You're the Methodist people have to be very clear to us in this place. Now you ask if there's a law. We don't have to have law. That it's a serious no. In our country, we don't accept this.
I'm gonna bring something just now. You're coming.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring something. I'm gonna bring something quick.
Okay.
So, Gayman, as I was saying, right? So, we don't have to have laws on the book. I mean, there's no law yet passed in the country for that. But morally and traditionally in our country, there's something like that's not right.
That's right.
You listen to this, the current president of this country, the most powerful country today.
Yeah,
the inauguration, one of the important things I took from his inauguration, what he said, Gayman, help me.
Yeah,
he said the only thing that's recognized between what?
A man
and a woman.
That's right.
That's what he said. And that is the president of the free world.
Why our government can't come in and straighten things out?
That's the president of the free world. They have other countries that I think did some. I mean, that's just his point. I've been frustrated with the Methodist Church for some time. Why is it the Methodist Church cannot come out?
They came out. Let me read this to you. May 4, 2024.
Yes.
The United Methodist Church recently held a general conference where they voted to remove the standing ban on LGBTQ and clergy and same-sex marriage, effectively ending that ban. That means it's done with. They have passed
it, right?
They are passing into law. They took the ban. It was banned in the United Methodist Church based on biblical principle. They have taken out that ban. The ban is out. So now they can get married. They can do all of that.
I'm coming.
Okay, Gayman, let me ask you. Gayman, let me ask you. So that was at the highest level, right? That was
United discipline. That's the law.
Yes. So we know that no church organization law supersedes the constitution of a country. So all these churches, as part of the conference, when they leave on that big fancy conference, they're all going to go back to the country. So if what you got passed in your book of discipline, if it contradicts with your country law, how do you reconcile that? Well, that's what we're asking right now.
Okay, now this is why Trump made it clear. Because what Pewee, if you listen, and sister here, if you remember, where it was prohibited, right? Same-sex marriage, where it was prohibited, what did the people do? They flew into countries and states where it was permissible, and they got married there and brought back their marriage back to where they came from. The Liberian people are saying the discipline that governs all United Methodists now say gay marriage is permissible. Even if Liberian people said no, they can fly to Ghana and get married, they can fly to wherever else and get married, and the folks are saying no.
Yes, they think even.
But if you fly to Ghana and get married, you just do it for personal satisfaction, because when you come back to Liberia, that person is that person can your significant other will not be recognized. They will not be. They will not have the right.
But this is why they just want to cut through the chase and say we don't want this period.
The Ghanaians, Jerome, the Ghanaians government won't accept that. And let me say this.
No, Ghana definitely they're clear. They are very clear.
They won't accept that. You gotta pass a law already. It's going to be 25 years in jail. Now, even those that will attend the wedding will be 15 years in jail.
So, Pewee, when you go to a wedding, you gotta make sure it's my man who getting married.
They got. You know, you need to radicalize this kind of a thing when you want to start it, right? So the men were clear. The Ugandan government, when they did it, Great Britain and their country, they got veiled. Then the men were clear. When they first passed the law, the first set of going to pass the law, there was a threat from the powerful countries. Mm-hmm. So then what the Ugandan government, they say, okay, say we pass it out, they say they're threatening us. Those that were attended now will be 15 years. Yeah. So they knew the power was serious. Then, quickly, the first man that started the whole thing was the late Raoul Mugabe.
Uh-huh.
And you know when he went, there was a time in London he was attacked. Some of the gay guys attacked his vehicle in London because he said even the cat and the dogs, the animal are better than those that are engaged into this kind of a thing. He said because the animals that we understand that don't have, you know, Mugabe was a very powerful intellectual. Oh, he said the animals themselves are better than those people that are engaged in it because the animals that don't really have that kind of regular sense can't do that. Yeah, they have never done it and they will never do it. The fact the animal won't do it, then why would human being and mankind? So that's the law. But back quickly talk to what our country sense of this. There was a time traveling from. I know what boy he. I know he don't want, but he drove. The guy who on Kenya Airways, I was headed for the US, but I was taking a flight on Kenya Airways that evening to catch a midnight flight from Accra Delta straight to New York. We on the flight from RIA. The guy sat right next to us. He was traveling with two other, but on the other side of the aisle dividing on there. It was a big Kenya Airways flight. The man dressed like a chick in makeup, right? So we all our desks started laughing at him. The laughing got embarrassed. Then he went to one of the flight attendant or so whatsoever. He said, if you change your seat, we're about to pick up. The guy said, but we can change your seat. Don't put more on that guy or they come to the stand. The guy had to go. The guy told him, they can change your seat, and he will stand. He was standing toward, you know, where they can get it one, other thing. Mm-hmm. Because we put more here a lot. Wedding. And for sure, we got off the plane. As soon as we enter in the airport, all of the airport officials start laughing at the guy. You know? I mean, those custom people and other things. So it is, the tradition in Africa is different from this side. You don't do that thing. It's hard.
Yeah, but
Tomalin George.
He say,
listen.
This is something that one thing that
my church, right?
That the Muslims and the Christians, they join together and say, it ain't gonna happen the way we want it together.
I personally, if you have it on a ballot to vote, I will not vote for it, right? Because I do not subscribe to such a belief. But the United Methodist Church, let me just read this part. What is our church? My church, Torgbean, we're clear with that. They say, okay. Are you all are aware of the events in the Liberian Annual Conference concerning homosexuality, the misinformation and the disinformation surrounding it? We as a church, Mother Tomalin Memorial United Methodist Church, have decided to remain a member of the Liberian Annual Conference. That means it's clear. The Board of Global Ministry, when it came for the Global Conference,
you support the decision.
No. They did that stuff there, but the church said they told us, they said you are not forced to do what the global church doing. So nobody will get mad for a pastor or a bishop and say, oh, you're forced to marry people. No, it's clear. Okay, so people should misinformation. We're not engaging in such a thing. No, but the global church involved it, up to them. But we as a United Methodist Church, Tomalin Memorial, we're not part of it.
Let me put it so you personally. Why you stay on the stage? Do you think it would be very prudent for the Liberian Conference to break away with them, the fact that they endorse this?
Do
you think it's a rare way to go to break away with them?
They're wrong.
There are other countries, for instance, as I continue, I know you continue. There are other countries like Ghana. There are some there. They broke away. They said we'll be on our own.
Yeah, but you know the thing is that it brings you want to split the annual, you want to split the Methodist Church, you want to split. You know about it when it comes to church history.
But do you agree that the Bible spoke against it?
The Bible spoke against it, but you don't. But I don't strive. We don't strive to it. We don't practice it. No. Okay. If I enter a Methodist church, you're engaged in that stuff, I walk away. I'm part of. I won't be in that church.
But will you go to that church if they are even discussing it?
Why would I give credence for? I will not. I won't be part of it.
Why would the church not break away completely with those that are sensing this thing? That's my point to you.
See, in our many churches, it's not like the other churches. They have.
Is it because of the money?
Not money, but it's a whole organization. John Wesley never said when he started the marriage church. John Wesley never say you have to split and do all kind of stuff. He didn't do that.
But did he say you should endorse he kind of
John Wesley?
No, but it's a personal choice. Man, you're not in America yet, right? In America. In some poor yet, so some poor.
Do you support the Melody Church Conference in Liberia to break away from them for that reason?
If I vote for you, I'll vote. I'll break away. I'll support it. Yes.
Can I just say something real quick?
We'll break away for it.
But I something we're going to bring Robert Garguah out.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like for instance, right? Okay, when Trump took office, he said it that day in inaugural speech.
Yes,
today America recognizes a man or woman, right? But guess what? It is a law of the land now. People are allowed to do it though. But
not law of the land entirely, law of certain area, not law of the land.
What's that area?
But it's not law of the land. No.
Yes, it is. The Supreme Court. Yes, it is.
Rule.
Yes, the Supreme Court recognizes it. No, but
let's get Robert.
The Supreme Court, Sylvester, you are a diplomat, my brother. You're the foreign guru on this show, yeah, my man. You should also know that state law does not supersede the Supreme Court of this country.
What does the Supreme Court say on that?
The Supreme Court recognizes same-sex marriage. Now, I don't subscribe to stuff like that, right? And I always tell my interesting story. When I came to this country as a young kid, I was.
But do you know why they recognize same-sex on the basis of rights?
But when
so when you say that you do not come here, you are trying to impede the same one as you know that the Supreme Court is talking about individual rights.
But
what recognizing? It didn't say it's a law of the land, not a law of the land.
But listen, a part of the reason why, and again, when I came to this country as a 9th grade student, my first time coming out, moving from one class to the next class, we were used to teachers coming to our classes. When I came here, brand new to me, I had to move from one class to the next class. And I saw boys kissing boys. I called my pops one day and I'm like, no, you got to come pick me up. This is completely I was completely confused. We went from my 9th grade year to my sophomore year in high school. I changed 3 different schools, from College Park to Fairburn to another school. But each school that I went to was worse. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I think the reason why the Supreme Court, now, I have friends that are gay. My only law here is I love women. I believe as a Christian that marriage should be between a man and a woman. That no question asked about that. My only issue, and I think this is where the Supreme Court came from, was that when people started to be discriminated against on the basis of who they love, then the older I got, the more I begin to understand, is it right for people to, because the kids were saying you can't if you married a man, you married a woman, you can open bank accounts together. You are not entitled to the same benefits that a man and a woman who's married are entitled to. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't even come to see your spouse in the hospital. And I begin to say, you know what? Discrimination against an individual for who they love, from my perspective, I don't think it's right. Now, we don't have to agree with the act. We don't have to subscribe to that lifestyle. I don't subscribe to that at all. Don't bring that BS around me, because I love women. But when we start discriminating against people because of who they love, that's also more question, Sylvester. And this is where the Supreme Court came from. And the Democrats said, you know what? We need to institute these laws, even though conservatives were against it. We need to institute these laws for the Supreme Court level that allow same-sex couple to get the same benefits as marriage couple. It's not right to discriminate against a person only because of the color of their skin. So why should we support any law that discriminates against someone only because of who they choose to love? Who they choose to love could also mean a black man getting married to a white man, or a black man getting married to a white woman, or a white woman getting married to a black man. Interracial relationship in the South, in the deep South, Alabama and other places, racial divides are still high in those states. So when we talk about Liberia, my thing is this: there are no laws in Liberia that talks about gay marriage, but traditionally and culturally, we know that there are gay people in Liberia, but these gay people have always been undercover.
That's right.
I have never seen a gay person in Liberia. Now things have changed a bit. There are gay people in Liberia that are very open about it, right? But I have never seen it at that level as we see it in Western countries, where people get married, people are giving marriage
Popular,
certificates,
yeah.
people can express themselves in public. No, these things don't happen in Liberia. You see a person, you know that they're gay. The last time there was a birthday party happening in Liberia in a fence, this gay folks gather in the fence in Liberia, and the news went out, and people started throwing rocks in the fence. I think that's wrong. When
Yep.
people understand that there's a law, and there's a cultural law, there's a moral law that says this culture does not support this act, even if they want to indulge in that act, they will do it secretly. I don't give a damn what anyone does in a bedroom, to be honest with you. I don't care what people do in a bedroom. When you start to institute these kind of things in public schools, where transgender men are using the same bathroom as our babies, that's a concern. And these are the things that are happening in this country. This is not what's happening in Liberia. The 10% of Liberians that are engaged in that act, they are doing it secretly. So what's happening at the Methodist Church, from my opinion, it has nothing to do with same-sex marriage. The Methodist Church would never, and I repeat, never, certify a gay couple in Liberia. I don't care what the higher authority of the Methodist leadership says. That would never happen. What's happening in the Methodist Church, from my perspective, is a leadership crisis. When we waste too much time on this whole gay marriage thing, we take away other important topics. Gay marriage is not an issue in Liberia. Gay people in Liberia are not flamboyant about it. They're
But
simply moving around. So
Robert,
what? Let me close on the note, Gayman. I'll close on the note. What we need to focus on when Sylvester says, did the Bible not speak against it? Yes, the Bible spoke against it. My problem with us Christians, when it comes to moral and what the Bible speak against, is that we pick and choose what the Bible speak against and what we should respect and obey in the Bible. The Bible also talk about adultery. The Bible also talk about rape. People are raping young girls in Liberia. All men are raping young girls in Liberia. But when gay people move around, we crazy about, oh, this is not, it's an abomination. We should also put the same energy when grown men are raping young girls and young boys. We're talking about this stuff the last time, and we're talking about culture, where young women are going through stuff that they have no decision about their own bodies. But when it comes to this sensitive issue, we say it's culture. But when it comes to other issues that the Bible also speak against, we say, oh no, that's fine, that's sin. God will forgive us.
Robert,
We can't do that.
Robert, let me ask you: do you support a grown man who goes out, changes his sex, gets in Olympic, and box against women and wins, and then he's called himself the women champion of the world? Do you believe that men who change their sex, who are physically meant to go and play against women in basketball, in soccer, our girls are playing against them, and you want to tell me that should be allowed? Are you telling us now that we should outfit all of our restaurants, our hotel, to have a third bathroom for people who were not born male and female? Are you saying
No,
this?
Gayman, I want to be categorically clear, yeah, Gayman, because the thing you're talking now, I don't want to get in trouble yet. No. I want to be very, I want to be, no, Gayman, you don't put words in my mouth. I want to be explicit. I do not support gay rights in Liberia, and I do not support this whole act. I don't subscribe to that.
Are you saying that you sympathize
Like
with
I
that?
said, no. like I
And
said,
that's why you're saying Sylvester
no,
you're trying to
no,
sympathize with
Sylvester,
us.
Robert,
You got friends that are gay, so you justify
I will not,
why your friends are gay.
I will not allow you to put
No,
words in my mouth here.
You justify why your friends are gay.
Robert, I will not allow you to get away because
justifying why your friends are gay.
It is
No,
called
you can count the line and want to say something. Oh, why are you talking about lying, adultery, and all of that?
No.
You justifying why you have gay friends.
Pewee.
Mr. Gayman, can I say something?
No.
I
see the reason.
I'm coming. I want you to listen to this, Robert. It is called LGBTQ.
Okay.
You can take one letter out of there and say I condemn it, but I keep it. It's a whole block. You either take it or you leave it. Yeah, Sarah.
What you will not do? Wait, Gayman, what you will not do? No, I gotta clear this up. Gayman, your laughing is not funny, but I never said.
It's right here. It's LGBTQ.
But I never said.
You can't just say I like the gay, but I left it. Transvestite, transgender, everything, all one.
The man Sylvester name backing other thing, and I won't go
Mr.
Gayman, can I say something?
No, before Sarah come in, Gayman, I do not support.
My name is not gay, man. My name is not gay, man.
Mr. Gayman. No, Mr. Gayman.
In one word, you try to separate it. Don't say gay, man. I'm Mr. Gayman.
Look, can you let I say on your comment?
I do not. So, first of all, let me clear it. I want to be very clear. I did not say that I support that stuff. I do not support gay, and I was very clear. I love women. And to answer Mr. Gayman a question, no, I do not support transgender, none of that nonsense. I believe that God created man and a woman, and a person who was born a man, regardless of whatever changes he or she goes through or what they think mentally, will be a man. A person that God created as a woman, who thinks that she's a tomboy or she's a man, regardless of what it is, biologically, that person is a woman. So I believe in marriage between a man and a woman, which is the reason why I have a wife. And when I raise my kids, I will raise my kids with those same doctrine. What I am saying, though, is the issue in Liberia with the Methodist Church has nothing to do with gay rights in Liberia. The 10% of gay people in Liberia are not flamboyant about it. They are not out there getting married. There has been no marriage in gay. So I didn't say that. I don't want to be clear. I do not support that.
But Robert, that's not the case.
No, God.
At the Methodist conference, we saw the people argue and adopted. In fact, I cannot recall the bishop name from the Methodist Church who said in front of the bishop that the Liberian society will not accept it, and he could not agree to that. So the issue had been that when Bishop Powell came back, he addressed the Methodist conference and said the Liberian conference accepted the decision. So the Methodist have always existed, regardless of whatever.
Don't miss it.
Let me lay you a correction. The Methodist have always existed in Liberia, changing one leadership to the next. There have not been the level of division. The issue about this division that is evolving in the country over and over, it is either the fact or a perception of the introduction of gay conversation. Now, you see that issue about gay spreading, it didn't just start in the United States or immediately. It spread gradually. That is why, of course, Obama started this thing. He went to Kenya, for example. He told the guy, the man stood on the pulpit and he said, look, we got plenty of problem here. And gay better not want a problem here. You don't help her, but don't bring another one here. So the point I'm making is that this gradual conversation, as some small somebody may be, culturally we must resist it, we must condemn it, even from the start, because that's how this spread. As Sarah Redley said, the people behind this movement to influence.
Amen. Let's Sarah come.
I wanted to just say, Tomalin, I was calling you all the weekend. I keep missing you. I wanted to say my condolences to you for your aunt's death, but I kept on missing you. You know, we were doing cat and mouse. You call me, I call you, stuff like that. But I want to say I'm sorry for the death of your aunt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you bereaved?
Yeah, he posted about his aunt there.
Oh. Okay, well, my sympathy, Chief. I didn't read that post.
Yeah, but you can follow your friend now.
Go ahead, Sarah, man. We're talking gating and you talking about friends.
So, okay. let Pepe from that gating, okay? Let Pepe from it. I think we exhausted a lot of time on it.
Okay, Sarah. Sarah, I'm taking the vote here because here it says this fall, the United States government has officially asked the Supreme Court to overturn that decision and is going before the Supreme Court this fall. Do you support the LGBT rights?
Their rights? I support any human being right, but I do not support the act.
What act?
Thank you.
The act of men and men sleeping together.
Thank you. Exactly.
So how do you support them, but you don't support the act? What is that?
I mean, everybody have their right. As a human being, you have your right. I have my right.
Thank you.
Everybody have that right. As a human being with your moral rights, I respect your right and you respect my right.
Thank you, Sarah.
The act of sleep with men, I don't support it.
And also to sleep with woman. Woman sleeping with woman too. That's
Woman sleeping with woman.
But you know, in Liberia, we say it's some because we had threesome. One man, two women kissing each other and sleeping with each other. We don't have no problem with that.
Robert,
that's still gay.
Robert go to Liberia, be wilding out. Yes.
Mr. Gayman, you support that one, eh?
No, you tell it on yourself, Robert. You tell it on yourself.
Somebody see that,
man. Yes, I listen to Robert. He said, Sylvester then would say, the other one, listen, the reason why we're emphasizing on the issue of the church, and that's the reason why I'm emphasizing the thing, because the church is where we go. The church will teach the good news of God. The church should not be the area that you will come up with those kind of a thing. The church should be the last place.
I totally agree.
The reason of my emphasis. Then you're talking about what the other Ten Commandments or other things said. No, I'm not talking about supporting the rest of that.
Okay.
And then
let me ask you a question. Should the Methodist Church turn down members, right? Even that they are not publicly gay. Not just the Methodist Church, should any church tell a member or a person who is practicing that act, should they be rejected from being members of these churches?
Yes.
Unlikely. And here's what I will say that. I can remember when if you watch the good news, when Jesus Christ came and he went in the temple and he saw those people trying to turn the house of his father into a commerce house.
He flipped the tables.
What did he do?
He flipped no tables.
What did he do?
Mr. Gayman, I have a breaking news here. I don't know whether you guys got it, but I have a breaking news here.
Okay, go ahead.
You just want to say we should pay.
From what I'm seeing here, it looks like the Minister of State will be buried in the U.S.
Okay.
I'm seeing his obituary. I'm looking at his obituary announcement here. It says a visitation. There right here. Friday, August 29, 5 p.m. It will be at a Sugar Land mortuary in Texas, and the funeral service will be.
And before you can conclude here, I will, from a diplomatic insight, I would say that is not possible. That just for the America program,
not the actual body.
And I think she tried to break that.
So they're gonna bring the body here.
The body is here.
Because I'm seeing the whole service here.
Yeah, they're going to listen. He got his family, his wife, everybody live here in the U.S. They're going to have a very comprehensive program here, and I'm not saying that from something that's also. That is my prediction. That's what I'm predicting. But there will be a state funeral in Liberia. That's why.
Okay.
But he died right in America.
Let me read this press statement from Front Page Africa. It says here. The family of the late Minister of State for Presidential Affairs has decided to bury his remains in the United States. In a touching tribute, his wife said that his legacy will live on through the countless lives he touched, his decades of service to Liberia, and the Sylvester Pewee Grace Scholarship, which will help future generations pursue education opportunity. A statement laid to rest abroad. That is it. So
so that means that even if they have state funeral in Liberia, the body would not be in Liberia.
No, that's correct.
No. So that's not going to happen.
It would
But
be
I
a
was
not going to-
saying
they're
here,
not gonna
what
have
the
state
wrong,
funeral.
what the wrong information I'm giving. That's what I'm saying.
no. That's what he's saying. He said it would be a memorial service in Liberia, most likely.
Right, right.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah. There would not be a state funeral if the body, if there will be state funeral where the body gonna be.
Okay.
So now it's still possible that we can have a state funeral here in the U.S. on the remains of the former minister.
Yeah,
of State.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a funeral service.
Maybe that's what the family want. Maybe
Oh yeah, and then the family will, and
That's
then
what
the
they
government
want.
release.
Yeah.
That's what
Maybe
they
it's
want.
gonna cost.
The
It's
government
gonna
release
cost more
indicator.
money to take the body back home and all that stuff.
No, it's not. It's not the money.
Is that
And
the money? I'm like $10,000.
I had this. We just had the same conversation, right, with my wife and my kids. The question is, Mr. G, all your children and family are here in Florida.
That's right. That's right.
Taking you to Grand Bassa County, the children memorial service, how they call it,
Right.
those days, the children will not have the chance to be going to, how you call it in back home, that when they go
Decoration Day.
Decoration Day, you don't expect the whole family to pack up and go to Bassa.
So you discussing your burial now?
Yes,
Mr.
this is what we call pre-planning. We all talk about. You're supposed to be having the conversation.
Mr. Gayman,
yeah,
give me 1 minute. I gotta go. But listen, great conversation, guys. Great show. I've been following.
You in Atlanta, the gay capital of the gay black capital of the world. So
yeah, but I'm a Bassa man. I love women. I love beautiful women. That's why.
Yeah, but you said from the beginning we know that, but you got
I love beautiful women. But let me just say it before I go.
You got a lot of friends, so you got to protect their interests. So
he wanted to be here tonight. Go ahead.
Mr. Blaze, blessings, Blaze blessing. No, don't disagree. Wait,
listen, this man operated huge hotel and his clientele.
Well, Mr. Gayman, you think I'm stupid?
That $100 champagne I may be drinking regular.
But Gayman, you think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid, but
there you go. Go ahead. Don't mind that for you.
But you have a man, Sylvester. I'm not. The Sylvester are political.
The man protecting his friends.
So let me close this.
The man keeps I got friend. You know he's starting for. He's starting for to see in ninth grade. It will be Casey. It will be doing this. You know.
Sylvester, everybody.
And you want to start with as well, but
Sylvester, let me close by. But May's blessings. Listen, I'm not encouraging it. All I'm saying is, I've been very clear. I do not believe in that act. I think a man is a man, a woman is a woman. All right, I don't believe in that act. What I also have to be honest about is, like I said, I don't worry about what other men or women do in their bedroom. I worry about myself. And in Liberia, as far as I know, this whole act of gay has been undercover. A lot of people have been gay. It's been undercover. They've been respecting the traditions and the culture. They're not out there with it. All right. So I'm not saying nothing should be forced on us. And I don't even encourage these kinds of things to be in Liberia. We have our culture. Our culture must be respected. What I am saying, though, is that we should also put the same energy when it comes to these immoral acts, culturally and spiritually, because our country is a Christian, we're founded on Christian principles. We should also put the same energy against other immoral acts like rape and all of the different things that are affecting our society in Liberia. But I don't think when it comes to this whole Methodist church, I don't think gay problem is at that level in Liberia where we should be wasting time speaking about it. A gay couple has never been married. I don't foresee that happening in Liberia. That would never happen. I don't think that will ever happen. No church will ever allow that to happen. That's all I'm saying. But we should teach our young girls and our young boys, marriage is between a man and a woman. Okay? The Bible talks about reproduction, and you can only reproduce when you have a man and a woman. Everything else, all the other scientific nonsense, I don't believe in that. But I think that we should respect the rights of others. Wherever we are, we should respect their rights. Whatever they do in that bedroom is none of my concern. It should not be a concern, as long as it's not affecting our children in school and our society. That's all I'm saying. But
Mr. Gayman, I got a question, right?
Yes, go ahead.
I got a question. So are they going to have two services, one in Liberia?
Yes.
Yeah, but the main service is here.
Yeah,
and then there will be a government representative here, I believe.
Oh yeah. The president might even come.
The president needs to come, like his body.
Oh yeah, and they will have a memorial service in Liberia.
And he's gonna bring 40 of his feature on vacation again.
No, he will bring 500 this time. Go ahead.
No, but I learned today that I think the vice president will be leading the delegation for the funeral. I learned today, but the president, he's due to the States for the United Nations General Assembly next month. So I don't think he won't make 2 trips. So I think the vice president will be coming.
When's the burial?
The burial
is on Saturday.
End of this month, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday, August 30th.
I'm informed the vice president might be leading our delegation here. But quickly, Mr. Gayman, there was a debate.
Listen.
Huh?
The closing argument will cover the funeral.
Tomalin George
But the president went to Ghana twice. That to come to America, he can't come twice.
But this one, I was supporting.
No, but you see that when the man comes, they will say the man spending money.
No. This one, he has to come. I think he has to come.
The official program of the people say will be in Liberia. I mean, that the president of the body, but we'll have something there with a Liberian flag on it, everything. But
I mean, everybody leaving. Why all of you frozen?
Let me just change the topic a little bit. I beg you guys, y'all leave that getting small because I got in 10 messages. The game put not happy when you're talking about that business.
I'm telling you.
Good for them.
Yeah. The president said that why you want to make close argument into now?
Exactly. So let's forget about that game. We have a lot of time on it.
Yeah, but honestly, on the right, the issue that people have been discussing all weekend is, and the one you tell me about whether the men have been buried or not. The issue all weekend. I mean, what people have been discussing all weekend. In fact, there are several officials of government in the country right now that some of them are at the funeral and some of them we managed to mingle with them. Issue have been, and they say you'll be elevated on your platform. They're talking about there is a race to replace Minister Grace Bay. Now, here's the thing though. The president will make the final decision, but the Minister of State and Chief of Staff to the president, there's not a job, an ordinary cabinet position. No. Right now, the president is all the country. The Minister of Justice is acting as chair of the cabinet now. He's acting as chair, or he's the acting chair of the cabinet. Okay? Now.
But sometimes the president nominates the Minister of State, though, right?
Most of the time, once he's in the country, Minister of State will act. But the president is leaving. I don't think he's comfortable leaving Mamaka ability to be the acting chair of the cabinet because she's acting as minister. So he left the Justice Minister to act as chair of the cabinet. But now, there are a lot of names come out. But so people are listening to the platform right now because they want to hear what the panelists are saying. Because they believe that what we say on the platform represents the Liberian people's mind too. So if you were asked in a position to recommend to the president who should be his chief of staff, that's his personal decision. But that job, is a job that the person got to know you very well. You know the person well too, because that the person you talk to if we go to bed in the morning, you got to talk to that person in their ears and eyes. That's how come you see. I'll make my paper because he told me say every day, he give me that, send me a link. The how come he caught me on his free platform when I told him I sanctioned him. He said, then he called me and said, oh. Yeah, I said, Papa, I said so. He said, no, you said so. I watched the show. He said, my section, I come money from NASCO, which I told him, I said, but he said, but you didn't have the authority to take money from NASCO on my own. And I left it just like that. I knew what he meant. But the reality is that you guys can help. President Bogga, I may not be watching the show directly, but I know he is watching the show too. God, they will tell you, say 1 year. He said, what the guys are saying.
But what are the names that have been shortlisted?
Yeah, well, what are the names?
Well, I mean, they got several names, okay?
Give me some.
Okay, some names, okay?
Number one.
On the list. Henry Costa on the list. Mamaka Ability, Stanley Kuya, how to call it? The other guys, I'm not calling name, but I'll
read some posts tomorrow, but I'm Kuya personally.
Stanley Kuya was his chief of staff when he was minister, when he was vice president for 12 years.
That's what I read about.
So, but now the president, but that's what that whole stuff there, right?
How about John Molu? John Molu is on the list.
But no, I ain't. But it's a faction, right? Mind you now, Mr. Grisby served. He worked with Mr. Cummings, or in the last election. They were very close, right? And then he had very great contact in Washington D.C. The embassy issued a statement on that man death. You don't issue a statement on anybody death like that. He had a very good relationship in Washington there. Now, so you that
We know
some
that
of
for
you,
fact because they don't want
and
organize
because the fact is that the UP folks were not happy that the man came for, oh, the man will come in. How can I be she was that now? But the president's choice. The man, the one time, remember, we were talking, he said, man, that your man on spoon there. What on that? The thing said, they can have to Baga woman for that. He said, I choose to be here. Baga, give me two offer. You'll be foreign minister, you'll be minister of state. And I chose to be minister of state because I said foreign service very long. So I'll come to be minister of state to help him. So he said, if he think that Baga, you think Baga will move for that because they're talking on Facebook, they're making it wasting their time. So if you are giving out options to help recommend somebody, who you recommend?
I recommend Honorable Pewee. The only backdrop to Pewee is he's from Lofa. I don't want a Lofa connection, but Pewee is qualified. I think he should take that position.
I'm honored. But let me say, I'm honored. Let me say two things. Let me say
if you do it, I'll be happy. What?
Of course.
Let mark this and move forward, right? All the names we're hearing here, I will give out two names. One of them will be the Minister of State.
I'll give
Samuel Kofi Woos and the current Director General of the Cabinet.
Who is that?
What's the woman name?
Kasali?
No. What's it? The current Director of the Cabinet. The current
Blibo?
No, not Blibo. They need that blood, man. What happened?
Ask the people in the comment section, they will tell you.
Yeah, maybe what our brother name? What his name?
Safa,
no.
Joma
Jala will help us. What's it?
Joma Jala will say you are fine.
A very smart man too, man. So either he or Kofi Woos will be one of them. Now I hear people talk about Costa. It will be a good thing for a young man like Costa to get a job. But here's what I think about it as a political person myself about the Costa scenario. As the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, you are a big state secret carrier.
Oh, Pewee somewhere from Nathaniel Keaton?
Keto, no, he got one of Kwabo.
Yeah, Kwabo.
I told you, Seven knew.
Kwabo, Nathaniel Kwabo or Kofi Wu, one of them will be the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. And the reason why I believe Costa wouldn't take this, and I'm saying this to you from someone really, I can tell you, right? But the reason why Costa wouldn't take this, no, that job, you carry very big state secret. And Costa have proven to not be worthy of that now. The fact that he spoke diminishingly about the president. You think people around the president will even allow the president to do that appointment?
But the president alone, he spoke diminishingly about other people.
Yes, other people. So to me, that be very frank. That job, he could be.
About Costa.
He could be competent. He could perform the task. Don't get me wrong. The reason why I believe they can't give us
do a good job.
Because if you'll be carrying state secret and you're mocking sit down,
but he can do a good job with
the moment you say you can talk like a machine gun.
Listen, man.
Timali.
One of the two.
One senator said to me, we're all saying whether I support Costa. One senator said to me, if Bwaka were to nominate Costa, they will not confirm him. He said, let me get my choice. I got quoted that senator. Let me get my choice.
You're not good at that. You're supposed to go there.
Okay. Yeah, okay, let me give my choice. I think with the people, with the current people surrounding the president, because since we don't know him, I don't want to speculate on the Costa thing, they're having the official list. So within his cycle, I think the person who could easily get that job on the basis of confidentiality, closeness, quote unquote, the way we have defined the Minister of State to be somebody that will keep, quote unquote, the president's secret, and the president can do it dirty deeds true. I think Sam Steve Kuya could be that one because he goes beyond just being a technocrat, a capable hand. He has served Braga as a few other, but more than that, he is almost like a son to Braga. He lived with Braga. He and Jacob Kabakoli grew up together. I would think Jake, who also won that job, could settle with him. So I think Saint Steve Kuya stand much more of a chance in the definition, in the context of the chief of staff, usually the secret carrier, the D-man, the organizer, the chamot, all the kind of small things. And beyond that, he's a qualified guy with a lot of experience.
Costa is
Yeah,
assertive.
but
he rather qualified.
He's assertive, so Costa can.
Yeah,
The problem there is he lost.
I do not want to discuss Costa because his name has not been officially into the conversation, so I can't speculate. We cannot speculate.
The shocking person, I mean, just take it also. Let me tell you another source from Roman. So the shocking person, and that person is being pushed by the party, would just, if that would be the shocking development here, they've been pushed by the party heavily, would be more Ali.
I beg you.
No, again, you're saying right. That's what I'm saying.
What's up with my friend Anthony Kesseley?
I'm coming. That is a position. That's a position just from the party. They're not taking that seriously.
Yeah, but
two front runners for the job now, Kwabo and Kofi Woosh.
What's up with
Anthony
Kesseley? What's up?
Can I make my point? Let me choose my own. Let me say something.
Anthony Kesseley.
Yeah.
Anthony Kesseley, unfortunately, and for your friend, and that's why I can say Anthony Kesseley can put say this. Yeah, Mr. carry deputy minister job, and he don't get deputy minister for public affairs. We can judge this story. He had not even far he read them around the presidency. Yeah, first and foremost. So he far from it. He far from it. So listen, if you put 1,000 people need down for that job, Anthony Kesseley will come 999. Not a serious note.
Yeah, but people,
Mr. Gayman, let's be honest now. If Costa was able to mobilize, don't be me from you.
Yes.
He was dead. In fact, at one point in time,
You want to project a dear friend, brother, that we always support. You just using the kind of if and he did everything. Listen, he revived Boakai's campaign.
Yes.
But the point here is, it's just like you going to join certain. Now, I'm a member of the Pro Society. There are certain things I dare not say. That is tantamount to something I don't want to say about if I was to dare eventually to say something about the Pro Society. There are certain things you cannot say about certain area, then you still want to go to that place. It's not possible. And when you rule him out, they're not going to give it to him. I know you're so passionate to see him get the job, but they cannot get the man came out and said things.
I'm speaking to the president.
Trust him. It's trust.
Remember, Boakai might not be a member of the Poro. So that thing when I apply to him.
Boakai's a deep member of the Poro.
Okay.
Deep that. And but beyond, no one will trust him. How do you trust? Now, come on, 1 minute now. How will the president now trust Costa as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs?
What? Oh, he trusted the man to resurrect his political.
Then in the middle of that, he abandoned it and said terrible things about it.
Things happen in a moment.
It's not the kind of thing. It's not that.
It's not in a moment.
It's not that. Leave that alone. It's not that.
But
not you can't get somebody that's not trusted. People around you will tell you don't do it.
Tomalin, what's about what Siafa DJ said? This person should be a person that works behind the scene and not in public. You think Costa can work behind the scene without, because nobody knew who Grace Bay was. We just heard his name. Costa may not be. He's a person. He's a public person. Maybe Minister of Information.
Costa has matured over the last 2 years. He doesn't
have no public governance experience. Nothing whatsoever.
What do you mean?
Nothing. It doesn't play to him. No public governance experience.
But what I would say, how many people working in government got public experience for government?
I'm saying as compared to other people you contesting against. Right? So in terms of public governance experience, there's nothing.
For a lot of people like that,
the point I'm trying to push here is for us to understand. I understand if Foster to get the job, I would commend him. I would celebrate, but you would be more. I mean, you got a reason why you try to.
So the president. I was
The reason I'm-
so the Viper will be making a promo of Costa to go see the president.
the reason what I'm saying this, Tony, I want you to understand from my perspective that people behind the scene, people be around the presidency. Do you know? And I was just told by somebody reliably, somebody very reliable, that people close to the presidency, people around the presidency, they are not coming together to even by their hearing this information. They try not to prevent it, even if it is possible.
It wasn't a time. It wasn't a time. We're not part of
that. The charge is President Bwaka.
But again, that's what I said. If the president decides that Costa, if his head gun on taking Costa, nothing going to change it.
But it will happen.
But the problem there is, I listen, from our perspective, personally, let me get this clear. Do I sit here and believe that Costa should be given the job? Can he work on that? Yeah, he's fast-like that, a smart man, or the rest of that. That job is a job that the person that can serve as the shock absorber, right, behind the presidency, absorbing all of the shock that come into the presidency. Someone that will work behind the scene to resolve things before even a fire hit the president's decks. Someone that will coordinate the central process of governance. And that's why in recent history, in our time of history, the only person that effectively executed that role in recent history is Nathan Falumage. This is the only person that effectively executed that role as chief of staff to the president. That coordinated that he could set the and I can remember one other time we went to one cabinet one working session to the Pinsville Town Hall when the president just came to power that day. My guess too, white person was sitting there. They let Mambudu in power saying they say Mambudu, the burn, because he can refer to the president of the burn. Yeah. The president is interested in the role being bigger. He coordinated that. He said, okay, Mr. Minister, I will take on a report to my office, we'll talk on that. Minister Mangel coordinated that office very effectively, and he did some things even before he could reach the desk of the president was resolved. And he was one person that could carry deep state secret, right? So that's the essence of those things. Your ability to do these things. Costa, I believe Costa got the ability, the capability of coordinating all of things, but can that be at the central level so that everyone will coordinate all? If you have to be there, some people will say, okay, we're not going to use him to use different conduit to get to the president, then you have divided attention. And when there's divided attention around the president, there are a lot of problems, a lot of competing interests. And that Mangeni allowed that to happen. There was one agenda, and he coordinated that very effectively until he was sanctioned in August of 2023. So,
but if some members of the if some members of the legislature are already planning not to confirm him, then there's no need for the president to appoint him. It's just
that's not their place. They have to have a reason.
Not just one person.
No, but it's a conversation involving about that.
Well, listen, guys, it would be great to have one of our own, somebody who is on our platform, who is at this table, to be somebody. At least it would be somebody that you're acquainted with. At least we will have some way.
Because I'm told by my Mangel. I'm told by Mangel. I tell you, what's the secret? What do you need to have? Mangel point is that you should be someone that can move to the president and talk to the president, sit and listen to you. You should be someone when the president is very. You should know the president move. You sit around the president today, you know the president in the mood or something, not so now. You ask everybody out. If people there, you say, okay, close the time. You know the time when the president ready to go. You make sure hotel security when the time restaurant that nobody's seeing the person at this time. You go and sit with him.
I mean, nothing against Costa, but
what is the problem?
He doesn't have the temperament for that job.
What's the problem? What can we do? How can we handle this thing? How can we do that? How can we do that? So, Mr. Gayman, trust me, that job, you are the chief of staff. You are now, okay, guess it. You are the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and Chief of Staff to the President.
Well, the man did all of these things. He was the president confidant when he was down to zero.
Yes,
and he did all he could to resurrect the man.
I won't have no problem if he's appointed. I won't have no problem.
Do you agree to even the powerful countries across the world. So now when you even mishandle major state classified informations, Gayman, do you agree that you will now not be removed from your job, or you can go to jail for many years for that?
You be persecuted, yes.
So that's the intent of that. Do you also know that and agree that you have to be certified to carry certain paths to go to certain part of certain institution, right?
Of course.
So if you were to now, do you also agree? Now you've been here long, you spend most of your life here. Why is it that they do what we call vetting? They vet you to make sure before you get cleared to carry clearance to carry certain state
And
information.
they got different levels of it too. That one you talk about the highest.
Thank you. Now, what he did that time, we automatically put him on the red side of it, where
That's
he
right.
effective. Why he did? Can you trust this man again to get that kind of a major job that will carry state secret? Absolutely no. It's from the best that politics that we're discussing here.
We're not going to
there are a lot of people like that you will find in this very government who told secret and did things that were given another opportunity.
They were not open.
See where Costa came from. Was he right to make that comment? I would say no. But Costa was the bedrock. He was the foundation when it came to raising money and getting support and getting opportunity for Joe Barker. He did a lot of stuff. He woke up 5 o'clock a.m. in the morning. He used to wake up 5 o'clock in 5 a.m. in the morning and promote President Barker. You know, he did a lot. Then anybody, then even those who are claiming that he should not be there and they were not confirming.
That's why I agree with you anyway. That led you to. We don't want to be seen to be the guys that are trying to say.
It's left with President Barker.
It's left with the old man himself.
It's left with the president. Yeah.
If the president has a hand of forgiveness to him, then I don't think we should be talking about. If the president has said, "Look, I forgive you, my son," for what when you forgive, it means you forget about everything that happened, giving the president another opportunity to move on. Then it's the Liberian people crying behind the scene now. They're bringing problems.
I think the advantage I think Jerome Costa could bring to the job so far would be his ability to navigate with other political actors. Because currently, the UP mentality is that it must just be, to get that narrow arrogance of just UP. Kind of stuff. I think Costa may come in and allow them to go outside of the bound. He will engage other actors. Because Costa understands that governance in the country required to sustain it, require dealing with people even beyond you, dealing with people who criticize you. Because on numerous occasions, people he criticized for the jail. So perhaps he will bring that flexibility, he will bring that open door, he will bring that connection where UP goes beyond other things. So maybe he could be, and they will need that if they were to contest the next election. They must open up, they must bring in new faces, they must bring in even those who criticize them, they must expand their base. Perhaps Costa, as Chief of Staff, might be able to do that. But as you rightly said, you cannot ignore the fact that the gatekeeper of the presidency carries with him the weight of the secrecy. He holds the key to that bag as to whether the national security will open up to him, will allow it. So it's about, but as you all said, that is the decision of the president. If Costa is appointed to that job, I think he's a smart young man. He gave an opportunity to him to perform and redeem himself. We wish him the best in that regard. If ultimately is aware that his name is on the list, we pray that he will be coming to our show.
I think money is aware because the way he's projecting it, probably
we'll get one government feature who will come on our show, and not only speak the class reloaded. So we wish him the best.
Let me clarify something I said last week. The Liberia's ambassador to the Holy See, which is the Vatican, is not the same as the ambassador to Italy. I was educated, or somebody told me, give me a lecture about it, so I want to make sure that I clarify. Whoever the person who is accredited to the Vatican, the Holy See, is different from the person who is accredited to.
Did you guys hear? Did you guys hear about the story? Did you guys hear about it?
Let me finish. People can help me with that, right? Am I right? You right? And we have I know Beverly Thomas. She's an ambassador right now, right?
And that's why I said it last time. That's how the release indicated that Liberian ambassador to Italy.
Italy, okay.
For him. That is Ambassador Crayon. But I don't know he stayed there. He's an old man now. I don't know if he retired. Ambassador Crayon was our ambassador to Italy. Then we have the ambassador. I don't know the ambassador to the Holy See.
Is it the president? One Beverly Thomas, I heard.
Yeah, The Holy See, you have to come with. That's what I said to you. You can. That's why I was a little trouble, and I said no. Somebody was concerned. So when I said no, you're going to be in Rome. Basically, you're going to have our embassy is in Rome, and the ambassador is there to deal with the political government of Italy, not the pundit of the Catholic Church.
One thing I give the former president credit for, and most people don't understand. You don't play with when you take office. You don't play with the diplomacy. The ambassadors, most of the time, you keep them at a mission because to get off, to get somebody in that role. But what I noticed the new government, I see they are putting new ambassadors there and sending across.
Yeah, President we didn't temper with too much of new ambassadors.
We didn't temper with the too much ambassadors.
He didn't temper of new of them, but he appointed a couple of them also.
I was going to ask. I heard something about George Solo. I don't know what are you guys heard about some falsification of something on Spoon.
That is yet to be confirmed. But George Solo himself, he's been a political person, and he's been one of the person very loud on in some cases very malicious in attacking other people, sometimes with no claim, particularly the former president. He took that bitterness and other thing that was with him to the extent that he said some terrible thing about Ambassador Myean and the rest of that. And so he himself, and there's this report unconfirmed for now that himself got some SS baggage that it's now on the line.
It's not wanting him.
A lot of things he said about, and the role he played with Mr. Weah, because Weah gave him the enormous opportunity to serve with the CDC and those things. And after that, when the party waves, the kind of attacks on Mr. Weah and all those things, and now that he's going for, I would just hope if the statement Kamara is confirmed, I don't think he should be confirmed as our ambassador to Italy. That is quite unfortunate. If you are trying to solicit support to give an honorary consul title to somebody on the basis of getting largesse from the person,
right?
That is totally out of the line. If they stand on the basis of that you have to receive largesse to pay back in terms of those kind of things. That is undiplomatic.
I spoke to ambassador designated to Italy, designated George Solo, and he's looking forward to his confirmation hearing as soon as they don't return from Japan.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. But for me, I believe the country we have and the way the trend of the confirmation issue unfolding in the country.
But since that time, they haven't confirmed it yet.
No, the judge appointed.
The judge appointed. He got confirmed. They don't have to confirm.
He been appointed like almost a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
The first news that came out, he was never appointed to Belgium. That was not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was not appointed. We had ambassador.
I was like
ambassador. Our former he used to be assigned to Ambassador Liberia Team is the ambassador assigned to the Kingdom of Belgium and the European Union. It's a competent. It's a multilateral assignment, so it's a very big assignment. And I knew that the president wouldn't have assigned a novice to that kind of area. You needed someone that got some diplomatic sense and served in the public service before to get those kind of assignment. You would be assigned to the Kingdom of Belgium and the same time concurrent representation to the EU, the entire European Union conference. So it's a very big multilateral assignment. You see that we got some major multilateral assignments. You see the one in Abuja, the one in Addis Ababa, and the one in Brussels. And that are probably we have not yet elevated that position in Geneva, Switzerland. We had Tit was our chargé there, but Tit is now being assigned to the US. I think I'm informed that Tit is being moved. He's been move over to the U.S. I don't know who is sending on to take over as our charge in but it is a career public servant also.
I think they should have made Ted an ambassador by now.
Yeah, he Ted should have been. He's a very grounded, a very smart a career foreign service agent that been deployed for many years. So I thought they should have just promoted him to be a full-fledged ambassador in Switzerland.
Yeah,
and that's another multilateral mission. That mission is a very key mission there, because you're not only the ambassador to Switzerland, you're the ambassador to that up in the UNHCR. We have other multilateral institutions there based in Geneva there. So a lot of ways we can leverage our foreign policy instrument to benefit the country. So we needed to deploy the agents that understand the language and all of things. And most of them, sometimes they rotate them. Like the current ambassador we have in London, she served before in Accra. She served there before in London. The president we had dismissed her for some reasons that other people misinterpret it in their own way. She was removed and other things. The current ambassador also Musuru back to Accra, Ghana, and all those things. So most of them will be rotated. You have Ambassador Yongo Trawola, one of our veteran career diplomat veteran. She's now being called to be part of the PAC back at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we have some career diplomats that are deployed. If you deploy these people that understand the language of diplomacy, they will leverage themselves and other things. Now you have people like Eli Shuni, and it will be from the extended distance. We will be talking to the council and other things, and I may do things. So, but Liberia is blessed with some profound career diplomats that do understand the language of diplomacy.
Pewee, my godfather, is he still in foreign service, or Dorsey henceforth?
I think he may have retired.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the veterans that we have there would be our current ambassador in China, Ambassador Thomas. He been off a long career diplomat, also served in Paris for many years, serving all around the world. He been in the absence there for very many. He been in China now almost 15 years as an ambassador. Yeah, so I think he should be nearing. Thomas. Yes, McKinnon Thomas. Yes, yeah. Ambassador Thomas. Yes, he's a veteran. I think he's talking about retiring now, but very knowledgeable, very diplomatic, very engaging.
Well, ain't which channel when he retired? Ain't with offer.
Yeah,
he retired.
He will give you all the diplomatic.
I know that's the thing.
He will give you all the necessary support he needs.
He retired.
But now he hit Beijing. Now he get into his sister. He'll tell you the woman understand diplomacy.
Can I put another name in the hat? Joma Jala.
Joma Jala. You want to be a shadow minister?
I want to be Minister of State for Presidential Affairs.
Yeah, you'll be a good minister.
Joma Jala.
Joma, your hat. That give me. I'm sorry. I gotta make sure I put in order for the hat. Don't worry.
Be a good minister.
I should put her name in the hat.
So this is
you want a hat? I got a hat for him.
I'll put her name in the hat.
So where is Joshua now? Joshua
he's in Liberia. In Liberia, yeah.
Okay, waiting for a confirmation.
Yeah, Joshua watch the show right now. Watch the show right now.
He'll be confirmed. I don't see reason why he should not be confirmed. And trust me.
But here's the thing though. I have a problem with I just sent a message to Senator. The last time we had this guy on the show, right? Senator Dino on the show. Somebody asked him a question about Mohamed Dukley. Mohamed Dukley was involved in some financial issues. And they don't promise that. Yeah. He promised that he was going to put a hold on the confirmation until they investigate. To my surprise, on Friday I saw President Boyer commissioning the guy as ambassador. So I said, well, when the guy got confirmed, and I was told that they know most of the confirmation are public. So I sent them a message. He haven't responded to my message, but we're not rest. We're talking about Mohamed Dukley. I know. So when he folks were attacking me on that post throughout the weekend, I just didn't have time. I'll say you guys, y'all played that travel card too much. The problem guy with y'all. Yeah, problem guy with y'all. This man, because this man, I'm telling the issue, the man were involved in. All of y'all respond to me. You're from the scene ethnic group is wrong. You don't do that. but as somebody else, you'll be all on that person too. And Ducle is he must come clean. So Jerome told us on the show, God, we'll find the recording where he said that you're going to put a whole on man nomination on confirmation until he investigate. People are concerned. People are about
but money adding like you know Liberia.
no, but the problem I got with them. With the minute they put that trouble quick, all they attack him. So they got I already care for you.
No, but yeah, you mad with the wrong people. Dylan is in charge of that particular thing.
I sent him a message. He's in Japan, and I want him to respond because I don't want you to say, "Oh, I'm a call from you," and you just went and start talking. So I gave him I played my due diligence. Reach out to him, Dylan. You promised us on his closing argument that you're going to this guy you're going to put will put a hold on his confirmation, but it may have been confirmed and commissioned by the president as ambassador to Egypt. It's wrong. What happened?
No, the ambassador Egypt. No, ambassador Egypt. The Henry Famune.
Where the guy going? Morocco?
Yeah, I think Morocco.
No, Morocco is Johnson. It's Johnson.
Johnson.
But Famune is the ambassador to Egypt.
Yeah, I know my papa to Nigeria, John Balut.
Yeah, Balut is to Nigeria.
I think the guy Saudi Arabia, eh?
No, Saudi Arabia, no, the partner. Saudi Arabia,
I thought John Balut were going to the Ivory Coast.
No, he's in Nigeria. He's ambassador to Nigeria, Togo, and Benin. With resident in Abuja.
Oh,
who?
And Balut.
Yeah. Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and the entire ECOWAS.
Yeah.
So it's also very powerful. It's a very strong area to go.
A powerful job though. Yeah, you got in that region. You're strong. You network. You're strong.
Man, you did it on ECOWAS. All those things. Yeah, so you're signing up on that. But trust me, the ambassadorial code is a powerful area to be. If you got to kind of assignment,
you saw Ableton, the guy who took their place.
Who fakely got their place? He not him.
Seriously, I mean, but he was today in Japan.
Yeah. The man took our UPP man post.
Who in Japan?
Oh, the man took Blamo Nelson.
Yeah, Blamo Nelson's part.
Ambassador Nelson, President, we are saying him as ambassador.
So you recall?
Yeah, you recall. But you recall not. I don't think they recall him to get him out. I think you recall and for
reassignment.
PSC.
For reassignment?
PSC with the PSC, the advisory council, Sonny up.
Also,
I think so.
You're gonna reassign?
I don't think he's completely out.
They might say to Bangladesh.
But they recall Yanabo and then quickly before we leave, the president Dawson reached out to me, right? Okay, he reached out to me, but I told you,
Yanabo will permanently recall, so that means no assignment.
But it's not getting my assignment. Now he reached out to me, right? And I told you the last time they reached out to me, and I told them I'll bring them on the show. But then when Bagas spoke to them for Nigeria, they withdrew. And all of you argue with me, you say I'll get a chance. If I was mad because we did our flyer, and then we put our flyer up. Last time the post they can't come on the show because the president spoke to them. And I told them, I said, listen, by the time they buried Omar, that thing was down. They ran out. That's trying to make you come make sure you put it on record. You put it on record so that people say at least they're on closing argument, making a case. I said because right now the politics all into it. They get Jason, we are because we are not president. So
the politics are favoring them.
So I said by the time the thing over, now he reached out to me and okay. I mean, and he's saying that, and the family is saying that if anything happens to him, they hold Baga responsible. Because I think he having a kidney problem, he said. So he needs it. But so I don't know. But sometimes it could have come and say on the platform and say this thing, put it on record so people will understand that you made an issue. Because I know politicians, right? At that moment,
so is
everybody wanted to make the former person wear a little bad, but the issue was necessary also. They all were just returning the cow, doing all that stuff. Now they buried Omar now. all the promises they made now, I think it now hit rock bottom.
Now one of my leader to go.
But people, what you got to say about that?
Let use
Look, I'm telling you, it's blocked. The attention when a man die, everybody, yeah. And then we got a government who don't live up to their promise.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So is he coming on the show, Tomalin?
I think one kind of show. I think wait, you want me to follow the top boy for him?
Okay.
I would talk about it. He can't talk about it. One thing.
You want to use your mouth to chew his
No.
Yeah. So,
You can't. Well, gentlemen, on Wednesday, the Chief Tomalin has always talked about getting the message out to the people. We are going to be bringing the president of the Rural Radio Association. He's in charge of all 15 counties, 200 radio stations, rural radio stations. He will be here. His name is Mr. Moruba, Hector Moruba. He is the CEO of Radio Western, the largest radio station in Grand Bassa. He will be here Wednesday. Hector Moruba.
So we can get a commitment for you now. Our program and be carried on local station across the country now. Yeah.
Well, when he comes, that's an administrative thing. You guys now gotta do that, so we can see how we can tap into that to be heard everywhere.
But what you want to talk about?
Huh?
What do you want to talk about?
I want to know how we can get our message across the country.
Oh, okay.
How do we tap into that? Because everybody else have missed it, so we cannot miss that. I mean, that's a lot of radio stations that everybody just think about the big ones in Monrovia, Buchanan, but besides that, you go to River G and all over. Because Tomalin George is very serious about getting the message out for the third lane. That's why he's saying we have to compete. So,
but let me. You got to tell him, but let me say something. Right?
How many tail lanes we have?
Let me say something. Just before I came on the show, I was on a call, right? And I'll be honest with you, and we got to be very, very intentional and be blunt. If the tailing wants to win to defeat the UP, I say this very, very, very bluntly. The tailing, they want to defeat the UP or to take down the power. They'll be frank. There's no way. Listen to me carefully. I watch my words. There's no way if President Weah is on the ballot for 2029, the other tailings they either support him or they should forget it. They will not be able to because the votes will be shared. So you have to decide. All the parties then, they all got to come down the tailing for all decide that look, either we support one person to go forward, or we go separate ways. One or UP win a landslide because they will split you up. So I don't know how you guys understand it. So they decide if we are on the ballot, either you support him or you must forget it. You also you want to go split away. It's a joke. No new. I'll say publicly, no new party will come. New party will come on say they can win 2029. It's a joke. You must start joking. It will not be possible. No new party. I repeat, no new party will come on 2029 and win election.
Pewee,
it will not happen.
This is my brother who said he got his candidate coming for the third lane 2029. Now he's saying.
I'm saying now, I say if my candidate is running, they better support him. They also support him. If President Weah want a blessing, if not, I think I'm telling candidate, if Weah is running, then you can't run because.
But we can't support a person who the face we don't see. You say he's coming. Where is he?
That person.
In Japan or somewhere?
No, I saw CMC what a weekend. CMC right now we'll promote CMC because the target is to remove the ruling party. But end of the day, in our crowd politics, citizen master, citizen now do before planeta. Okay, and the Jenna, you don't go to library now. You pay 5,000 t-shirt. You tell them say you wear my t-shirt. They will show up They will say a Gayman shut down.
Right now, everybody.
He shut down the
Especially if some money behind to entertain.
Exactly.
But
Mr. Gayman, I will ask you. For me, I'll be blunt. How was your trip in Canada? Canada. How was the trip there?
Trip was beautiful.
Really?
Beautiful. We're getting ready to go to. We're coming to Philly. After Philly,
you're
go live now.
Huh?
Go live to your program.
We're going to Australia next.
Australia, but the Canada program. I mean, we see no. You can put a video up.
Don't worry. Listen, just worry about your third lane. Don't worry about. Why you worry about us?
Gayman, the reason why he asked the question, he said when you start, it said at the party when you start on the drive, you went to the first program, you publicize it. This, then you go there, you discontinue, and it raises some concerns. So that's why he asked, I believe.
You always see signal.
I didn't see no signal.
You know from the eve. I mean,
the record CDC set in it. The record was set there in the diaspora.
No. I mean, listen, ain't nobody gonna compete with the CDC. Anybody who wants to do that,
everywhere we went. Everywhere we went 2004.
They would be fooling themselves.
We're drawing people there.
Look, even up to current, CDC still command a lot of support.
We are standing by to activate our bases. So you continue your CMC.
But Pewee, all CSC programs are free.
But when I got personal question for Pewee, not for the CMC.
Y'all leave CMC, man.
Nobody on me, yo. Hey,
listen.
The program platform, we'll talk about everybody.
Listen. We don't have a base, okay? We want to tell you this from the
trying to build your base.
There you go. Anybody who tells you that we are at the top 10 and they are liars, we are building. And I always told Musa and everybody else, when you get to a territory where every territory has been vouched for, you try to get the left out and build from there. Hopefully everybody else, some people join you. So nobody coming with an expectation that you're gonna outstage Unity Party, you're gonna outstage CDC. These are stalwarts, people who got a foundations, and you are coming there.
What Victor number in Canada do?
Yeah, Victor was there. Victor should be home. Yeah. So what we are saying,
you drove.
So what we are saying, nobody.
Did you drive?
Who?
You?
Me? No. Actually, I didn't go. I was on a London trip.
I knew. You're on the what?
I was on a
London trip.
So
give it a veteran. Give it a
veteran. London trip. London trip. I have been way back.
Yeah. But listen to this. So
you answer my question.
Listen, this is what I suggested. This is what I suggested to Musa, right? Why would I be traveling with the president and the vice president will be traveling every time?
So does that answer your question?
So what I suggested was this. Pewee, I suggested that they alternate, right? You can't just take
no. But we have other people that went to London and they stay where all the trips.
Oh yeah, but I didn't want to go, to be very frank with you. Okay. And I would suggest that we alternate.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't make sense that
someone sent me a text here and saying all the trips. I got you for administration. All the trips. Please ask given all the trips. Being around other things. Is there any report to the partisans and other things? How resources come in and break down or what is going to be use rent with Iran and other things? Just
good question.
In terms of transparency, is there any report? So you attack other people accountability. Is there any report for accountability?
So you
how the funds are coming and other things?
Come with clean hands, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the person concerned is actually ask you.
But listen to this. Listen. If I'm not honest with Musa Ability, then I don't need to be around him. Okay? The very question you are asking is a legitimate question. and the chair.
I'm not the one asking the question.
No. Even if you ask the question, it's like listen.
Somebody you don't know me. Why are we scared?
Listen.
Don't allow the people to come make you.
Listen. I went to the CMC and I told Musa Ability that I do not want to be like the other folks, right? Where nobody can tell that the king is naked or that something is wrong. When it comes to accountability, these are questions that are supposed to be asked from within. So it's not that they're probing to get anything that anybody else wouldn't ask. This is what I was telling everybody. If you are asking Musa Ability or the CMC, because everybody that write a manifesto, right? They want to deal with education. They want to deal with healthcare. They want to deal with foreign affairs. Those are the things that every platform will deal with those 4 pillars.
Yeah, but Mr. Gayman, as vice chair, because my man is saying to me, Kelly is saying here to me, because you know how it is, we call his name. He's concerned. He's a passionate citizen based in Fargo. He's saying to me here that they hold you before you are very loud until you're from a weird and other thing. You talk about accountability. They want to fund her, and you one person always pushing accountability. All of the trips they say is a concern. So how you raise the fund? Is there any report you can give your partisan or the Liberian people so they believe that you come in to do it differently?
Yeah, because you voucher for administration.
They have been all for you. They say of late you have been very quiet, and they are there since the Minnesota trip. You haven't been active in other things. They want to know what's your personal stand.
Well, listen, my personal stand is just what I'm telling you. Anybody with whom I associate, everything has to be public, or they like everybody else.
So do you agree with him that there should be a report?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you yourself called on that for that?
But listen to this. As vice president for administration, I'm a business person. I've been running things for us. That's the exact route, right? Okay. We need financial report. We need, whether it is bad or not, you have to give the report, okay? Because you got to have a baseline. You got to say this is where we started, and our goal is to get better. Without, in the absence of report, you can't gauge yourself. Like some people who are saying we shouldn't take the wire result for anything because testing this. No, but you have, testing is important, and you know that, Honorable. You have to have a gauge to see where you are.
Absolutely.
So report is very, very important, and I tell everywhere I go. The reason that this great country it is why it is because they are accountable to their people. So even the money is coming from your pocket.
Yeah, because people are concerned, people are wondering. But and honestly, I'll give an example though. When we started CDC 2004 in America, here we started our CDC study. Every time we have programs, we have, in fact, again the names are there. We had this guy, Jonathan Jigbe. Jigbe is in Georgia. He was the national treasurer, and we were chairman. And we have people who go to meetings after the program. They put it in the chat room. Everybody will see what was done. But the CMC people say you guys are the richest party right now. But the issue about the financial issue coming about, you guys got to at least. But people, the question you say legitimate is true though. But people not ready getting to find out. They say about how people join the party because. A couple of times, radical will join the party. They was asking these hard questions. If they can't be answered now, and they will say
if you want to be a servant to the people, like I told Mr. Ability himself, whether the money is coming from your pocket or wherever it's coming from, the folks have to know. You have to, because I cannot take. If you can't do this for a small organization, how can I put the country in your hand? Okay, if you can't do report for a small organization,
y'all discuss the party thing, yo.
No, we're not discussing the party. This is
we are discussing.
I keep telling them now that the people don't make you talk like that on their show.
Sarah, we are talking structure.
We're supposed to be outside right now.
No, listen, we are talking structure. We're not talking party structure.
Okay.
Which is general. We said the same thing about
we are talking about government and we'll be fighting back for them to because y'all won't believe.
There you go. Dopoh, what we're trying to push here is anybody who wants to go into the public space.
I understand what you're saying, Mr.
You cannot be like the other people, like the Unity Party, right? They criticize CDC wrongfully all the time, and they got there and they are worse than CDC. So now, how do you come and say we want to be the third lane, and you're doing the same thing CDC did, then you're doing the same thing that Joseph Waka did? Then what's the difference? So everywhere we go, whether it's in the church,
I got you. Yeah,
we have to be honest to ourselves and say this is how it should be. This is what they call the best practice. Whether it's your brother or not, you have to do.
I can tell you,
you're right.
2025, a lot will happen. For the next 2-3 years, a lot will happen. There'll be cross carpeting. There'll be people. One time, Liberian politicians and other things they're doing. You will see Tomalin with John Brown, with John UP tomorrow, with John the Party tomorrow. They'll be doing that stuff. But we'll get to know the real deal. 2027, 2028. We'll get to know the real deal. Right now it's early. So people having they're having a massage right now. They're everybody having a nice time up and down. But when the political battle start, when new progressives been reactivated,
when the ball will change.
Yeah, then when the ball bounce, it will change straight.
I can call my voice.
Look, Honorable Michael Dukakis in our public policy class, he said there is no wrong way to do the right thing. Okay, once it is right and you do it the right way, nobody can argue the numbers, the facts. You can argue your opinion, but not the facts. If Pewee were born 1979, January 9th, that's the fact. You can say all you want to say. That's his birthday.
Yeah,
you can't change that.
June 22nd.
There you go. You can't change it. So the best way to deal with these things is nobody knows it all. But those who strive to do their best will be rewarded. And those who want to do it cunningly, to lie, it will catch up with you. That's just how it is.
That's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, CMC is here. We are not perfect. We don't have any base to say we can go to Nima and win Nima. We can go to Bath and win. No.
Are you contesting this coming election?
I'm strongly thinking about it. Yes.
Hey, my God, that's good.
You don't run.
All the questions is sending to me. Let me add the last one.
Better get me. I'll be
campaigning. Wait. Sorry, last question. Let me go. Last question.
The man said he see a strong sense that you eyeing some representative seat, but the question here is now which party ticket will you be contesting on?
CMC.
Listen.
No. Now that man is telling me. The man is saying to me, he said, comrade, I'm sending these questions to you because given I've had conversation with someone that I've spoken to also. He's not so clear yet as to he gave condition of contesting on a party ticket. He said he got condition to contest on a party ticket. Given guy own condition later.
I got condition. You got to meet those conditions.
Yeah, Gayman believe that nobody have met that condition yet, or those conditions rather. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But my man tell me it's worse when it comes to that.
The man laughing, the man say he had conversation with someone Gayman can normally discuss politics with. So that's why he hasn't got love.
But Gayman said that way, Gayman got lost in position.
Gayman is an independent man. Listen. Come on. The Liberian people always say, they will always tell you,
and the man say, got too much respect for you.
When the time comes, we discuss it with it. You know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and do it. Like
so
just do it.
Better get me, and I can tell you now, don't be afraid to go for it. Go for it with everything.
Afraid of what?
Give me we
and trust me, Grand Bassa County, and you already know, man. I'm into the Bassa politics, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah. So imagine the first argument. They platform will go behind you, man. Don't worry.
One thing about winning a representative seat in those areas don't necessarily rely on
Because
the political party.
you can go to the place and replace the turning light. The turning light already. You can go to the legislature and put some real light in that place.
We have 4 electoral districts there. Which one are you contemplating?
Oh, I don't know yet. Like you say, you have to listen. This is what happened, right? I'm in Buchanan City. I'm in Buchanan City, right? I was born in district number 3. I got my home in district number 2. Then I got my home in Tingle. I got my home in Tingle Village, and I got one in Carwell. So, hey, when it comes to domicile, like the people say, so
yeah. So the domestication clock can track you in those areas, particularly you got properties in those areas.
That's correct. So
where you got the Homer Jeep? They play your contest?
Oh, my Jeep is parked in my Tingle Village. Listen, the reason I got a Homer Jeep is because when you go to Guest House Road, they call it Guest House Road, right? Going towards our place. When it rains, there is no way you can go through that place. That's why I took the Homer Jeep over there. But the Buchanan Auto area, they are good. They are on high ground.
Yeah.
A great conversation. We got
before we leave, let me say happy birthday to Chairman Ben Sanvee. Today is birthday. Ben?
Yeah, I sent him
happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
happy
know.
birthday, Ben.
The reason why I was not sending my birthday greeting, I forgot because my ginger not reached it, so I was waiting for my ginger. But anyway, while I'm waiting for the ginger, Chairman, very pleasant and best wishes on the occasion of your birthday. Yeah, I still waiting for my
happy birthday, Ben.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ben, and our sympathy to Mr. George.
Thank you
For the loss of your aunt. Also, Dennis John lost his brother.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't, and we just said this. Yeah, and ourselves, we
lost brother. Yeah.
I lost my brother. Lost my senior brother.
When?
Yesterday.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Hey, man. Pewee, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So sorry, bro.
Oh man.
Stay be strong.
Yeah. Where, back home or here?
Yeah, in the interior, back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you going?
No. I'm not going.
Man.
I'm not going.
But Pewee got no hammer to drive that Lofa road.
Yeah, I get hammer. Unfortunately, I get hammer.
Listen, your uncle got bulletproof car, man. Or in fact, you can fly. You take that private jet.
Yeah, man. My uncle flew and we went for ya. When he went on that,
the president took commercial flight to go Japan, right?
I beg you.
Oh yeah, you
commercial flight.
Yeah, so no. It's difficult to even say you want to travel renters. Charter. No. So what you do is that the route former president normally used, the route we normally used to go was you fly from that one of the route, the different one. Fly from probably Accra on British Airways to London. Then there's another British Airways, one of the double decker will take you to London straight into Tokyo.
Yeah,
yes, so it's definitely commercial.
How much DSA can call per day? It varies.
Yeah, so the data assistant allowance will come. It's coming twofold. So the guy data assistant allowance, then they get a per diem. So it depends on the city. Japan is one of the very expensive cities in the world. Very expensive. Very expensive.
You supposed to get about 500 a day or
no, Japan. They I think when Kamara had the ministry at the time, JFK, then they work on the travel ordinance. So it was a little bit adjusted. It used to be very hard. So the time they were struggling to see the country can't be paying the government, so that they did a little adjustment on it. So Japan, Tokyo will be around. So hotel is 2. So they'll put the hotel, and so hotel will be maybe around 260. So it'll be almost 450 a day.
A day.
Yeah, 450 a day. Now it comes with the adjustment of they got a category of government officials according to the travel ordinance. So the ministers, then they do the 30% analysis they are attached to it, and then they give that. So the minister, all assistant ministers and other people will be in one category. The deputy minister proper will have their category. They got a same now, but they got a category to give them. So yeah, it depends on that. But all the other group of people will come to get the same amount, but they they'll do analysis of the 20% of your ranking, then they give you extra on that. So
they get the delegation before they leave the country, or they when they get there before.
You get your check issued to you before you leave the country. You go to the central bank, you cash it.
So all the guys all they're holding with in thousands.
Oh, Sylvester, why we can't give them like credit card to carry?
The audience says
people have a question, but people
why don't give them credit card to carry?
Hey, the food again. They will fight the person who bring the idea.
And it's part of the reason, and we all fell short of that. We all did that, and I'm not admit yet. It's part of the reason why if you do that, many people. Let's say, whenever you come into, if I'm even going to Paris, I got a lot of relatives in Paris, so I got. If I'm going to Paris, I got in Paris places like. What's the place not too far from Valence, not too far from Paris. They get on the train on the Amtrak train very fast, will take you maybe around 40 minutes. So you can arrange something to say, okay, 40-30 minutes you're there. You can arrange, so okay, I can go and come here, I can go to my entity, I got my entity there, I got all my entity case. So I'm in Paris, I don't have to go to a hotel in Paris. Paris also is expensive, right? So that's why but you can see it, right? Most of our guys are come to
the US. I heard a story. Is it one of the person in the government now? They say in Manasari government, the person used to go when they travel that the person would take the mask and go in the friendly room on the couch and they will bunk there.
Oh man, come on now. You know.
Listen,
but you heard that on the other talk show when they say Anthony Kessley was sleeping in the presidential what do you call the place in the other place in the president couch.
No. So for that case, for Anthony Kessley case is there. So normally, whenever the president is every hotel the president is in, it's not just the couch. The president is in a whole presidential suite.
Yeah. So
that suite got on 3 rooms. Apart from the presidential, the major suite itself, the master suite, the master bahasa, they will have 2-3 other rooms, and those rooms can be used for the security. You know, they put bed at hotel for people. Every hotel got going on. So they got 3 other probably Anthony Kessley and some of the security people were sharing some of the rooms.
No, do it.
The same suite.
You said your mom.
So that his boss, so then you carry a mouth.
So you know,
that's a privilege of traveling with the president.
Give you $500 a day. You saving that money.
If you travel with the president, and even for me, and let me admit and that was the privilege of traveling with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Because you travel with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, soon you learn with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The minister always spoken with his counterpart in that country, right? So as soon as you learn with the minister, there's a car waiting on the tarmac for you guys. You can pull, switching that car. Those are the only thing they can do. Somebody come taking all your passport from you, and that passport handled in a special way. Boom, they whisk you straight to a special hotel. Your money you got already in your pocket. That government is
got money already in your pocket.
Everything they take care of you. When you traveling with the minister, now if you're traveling just on your you're going by yourself, it's difficult. You have to use your money. But if you travel with the foreign minister or the president, it's a big privilege. Particularly the foreign minister and the president that I know of, because the foreign minister. Oh, I said one other time we were traveling come to the US, we landed in Morocco. We were waiting for our flight. When they saw the morning, the flight was way 5 o'clock. They came for us straight to the airport, took us straight into Casablanca to one of the 5-star. They're going sleeping. All the kids are knocking out the time for them to get to the airport to drink your point on the plane. Boom. So we travel with the minister, different part of the world. You feel comfortable on the line. But remember, too many. Most of the people you will know that some of the guys will come like brothers will not call. Oh man, you don't know nobody we can stop to. They got it pat down, but they don't want to spend it.
You mean that right? My man,
right? Because New York is expensive.
I would got my mind. If I was official government, I come here. I think Peabody, my man.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I'll here for 2 weeks.
I'll come to the General Assembly. I come to the General Assembly. You expect me to go?
Well, gentlemen, I gotta pay your farewell tonight.
You expect me? Yeah, quickly. You expect me to go? Passes on for?
You gotta take your glasses off. Let me see your eyes.
So what you want?
The weekend was rough.
Oh, I see.
I keep on the show for Tabata, but I hear too much Tabata. I put my glasses on.
Yeah, so
Okay, guys. Listen, when
look how we enjoy, but too many the trip over there, the Japanese government will take care of the most. The Japanese government will take care of most.
The people say 15 member Pewee, 15.
The Japanese government will take care of the president.
Well, because it will be fair to take all our money they allocated will say, okay, buying the treasury, they don't do it.
The Japanese government will not take care of everybody, will take care of the president.
Right.
The president and Major Officer will find
right.
Take care of them.
Right.
They will take care of the foreign minister that I know of. Probably they will take care of
everything else that government Liberia.
No, they will give certain ministers, like the minister of finance, certain key ministers on the trip. They will take care of them with their hotel and they will provide first class for them. First class, and they provide cars to the people.
Look at
that.
I see what they don't know when running on that trip. The people
they don't cheer on foreign affairs. They don't have beat man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think criticize other people carrying life that it gives
a privilege honor to
exactly.
To travel with the presidency is a big privilege.
After you criticize other people for traveling with
life interaction. After they don't criticize other people.
Yeah, then he come out.
Listen, when I was living in New Jersey, as soon as they come to the UGA meeting, the guy, my man, can't pick me up at the airport. They want to keep their money, and some of them won't go back over there until it's time to leave.
And the country, your host that in America, they won't say that's one to help.
No, come on now. You'll be your guest. You'll be your guest.
They make carry 10,000. You won't have my man just something for the go eat.
No, the other guy told me, he said, my man, I'm gonna use it to build my house. That's how they keep saying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use it to build my house.
Then what they do, when they can't first do the barrel. So I pack in a quick. I put it on the table before they go by home.
Tomalin, you know that thing. Look at you got some cousin that been doing it to you.
I mean, we will be around government people alone. I will not operate. They won't hold them by at least they can't. Don't just depend. You know the mayor paying bills too now.
Yeah, but I mean the salary low. The salary back
getting free money, spending money, get a message.
Yeah, but the salary low. Tomalin, the salary is very, very low, and it doesn't come regularly all the time. So if you get a chance to keep about $5,000, okay, to get $5,000 in one shot, that's a big deal.
It's good. I mean, good, but at least you know, you the poor getting the hours here. You get it that free money getting get a post on man. Oh, hey man, y'all have your buy some food I eat.
Man, please. Please.
I'm gonna ask you about if you give out, I ask you about your conscience.
I mean, the guys try to. Hey, guys, let's do this tomorrow.
Okay.
It's 8:45. It was a great show. See you tomorrow, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you guys. Have a good night. I think we're out, bro. See you.
Yeah.
End the stream. Oh, Myean on?